Okay, so we have started the streaming. So let's begin the session. Welcome everyone to this session on AI agents. So far we have discussed in the previous workshops about how an AI application works. Okay, and like how do we? So we did a SQL chatbot, if you remember, and we did a RAG. Like how do you chat with any PDF? So the main architecture or of any AI application is that you, for example, let us say you get a question, right? You get a natural language question, you pass it into LLM, okay, providing the some context, and based on that you get the answer, right? This is how any application work. In terms of SQL chatbot, if you remember, we use the SQL schema we pass to the LLM using the prompt. And in the second one, in the RAG workshop, we did the vector database thing, right? So, but these were just like small, I would say these were just applications. Today, we are going to understand what is artificial intelligence, right? And what are AI agents like? Okay, tell me, like, who all know about what is AI agent? Anyone who knows, if you can just like comment in the chat box. Do you guys know anyone? Anyone any idea about what is AI agent? Or what does come to your mind when you hear the word agent, for example? If you can comment below, or someone can unmute yourself as well. If you know AI agent, please let me know that. Otherwise, if you, what comes to your mind when you think about agent? Okay, do specific tasks. Okay, anyone, anything, any other answer? Agent is not a website by LLM.
Sir, can I answer?
Yeah, please, please.
Sir, according to my idea, if we consider Chat GPT, if we enter a prompt what is the highest temperature in a north country, if it is a prompt like that, the Chat GPT will assign two agents, sir. So one agent will specify that what is the highest temperature, and another agent will see through the what is the northest country. So then it will merge and give it as an answer. So the time will take less to obtain answer. Is it correct, sir?
Yes, the answer is correct. Answer is correct. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so agent is something which a component which do the work which is offloaded by the model. Agent is something which is a program in which we can tasks, kind of. Yes, right. Okay, let's think, let's forget the definition. When was the, like, I'll share my example. When I heard the word agent first time, if you remember, like sci-fi movies, for example, right? There are detectives, agents are sent to various countries for some mission, okay, and they are mostly they're detectives, or they're like spy people, right? And they spy on those countries, so they are generally called agents. If you like have seen any such movie, right? So uh, if try to read from that, what happens that any country or any mission, they have some task to do, right? For, let's say, they have some task, right? Now to do the task, they send different people in different countries. For example, let's say there is a spy mission, right? So they will send one agent in some country, they will send some agent in some other country, some agent in some other country, so that and each agent is assigned a specific task, right? That is what AI agent is also that when you use the concept of agents in the field of AI. Okay, now we will cover this entirely, like from basic. So let's first of all go towards understanding what is AI, right? Because that is very important to understand how does AI work, what is the whole concept of AI. So we'll first read that, and then we will move forward while building the agent concept. Okay, so we'll be discussing about AI agents in future, because nowadays uh, AI agents are the biggest thing, because you can develop so many applications, so many complex applications just by using AI agents that you can't even imagine right now. You may not be a software engineer. I'm not like No, I'm not asking you to be a software engineer. Even without being that, you can develop agents and which can do so many good tasks. Even you don't know, like such applications, they're so powerful. We will see that. So first of all, let us understand. We talk about artificial intelligence, right? But can someone tell me what is the meaning of intelligence? Forget about artificial intelligence right now. Just tell me what is the meaning of intelligence. Can someone tell me? Right now, let's not go to lang chain, lang graph. Those things are just components. Okay, I'm just talking about general intelligence. What is intelligence in general? So the ability to perform, think and act with senses. Intelligence is the ability to reason. Yeah, please. Someone pointed. Yeah, you can speak. Like someone raised a hand. You can speak if you want.
Ability to basically learn, understand, solve problems,
Yes.
make decisions, everything comes under.
Correct. So power to think and evaluate, right? So this is what intelligence is. If I say anything that possesses critical thinking, right? Okay, it can take some decisions and it can act smartly, right? That is in general intelligence. We talk about that. Forget about artificial intelligence. Right now, I'm just talking about intelligence. Okay, everyone is clear with that. Now, living beings possess this intelligence. The degree of intelligence can vary. For example, we say, oh, okay, you are less intelligent. You are, for example, when do we call someone, array, like, 𝗵𝗵𝗀𝗲𝗃, like when someone does something stupid, which even like logically, which should not be possible, right? So living beings possess this intelligence. As I mentioned, the degree of intelligence can vary. Someone might be more and here by intelligent, I'm not talking about someone solving a very difficult SQL problem, someone cracking an IS exam or IIT exam. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about normal senses, right? That ability to think and act. For example, so I'm going to give you a couple of examples. Let us say this is a person. The same person is walking through a street. Okay, in front of him, he sees 3 pits, for example. Okay, so tell me, what will he do in each of the scenario? In the first scenario, in the second scenario, in the third scenario. So the pit sizes are different. So what will he do? What do you think?
In second and third scenario, he might just jump and pass the pit.
And what will he do in the first scenario?
Most probably, if he fall down in the pit.
No, that's the point. He's a human. Why will he fall down? Can't he see that? Okay, sir, there is a pit.
He'll stop and find the way.
So this is the point, that humans have this intelligence that, okay, this same person is going, he's getting 3 scenarios. In the first scenario, he sees that, oh, there is a big pit, I cannot go through it. He might stop, he might take some other way, he might change his path, correct? In the second pit, he's unsure about the sizes, so he might just try to cross over it, or he might take another route, right? In the third scenario, he sees that, okay, the pit is very small, right? It's fine. I will just pass over it. I don't even need to change my path. So same person, different scenarios, doing different tasks, right? And how he did that? He assessed, for example, the scenario which is in hand, and he then decided to take steps. Okay, for this scenario, I need to do this step, and he just did that. And is it clear? Any doubt with this one? I think this is a basic example. Any doubt with this concept? Okay, so let us take another example. Okay, we all watch cricket, right? So a batsman plays different type of shots. Like there is a cover drive, there is a pull shot, there is a reverse hit, straight drive, square cut, scoop, right? When does he play what? For example, when does a batsman play cover drive, or when does for example, if the bowler has pitched the ball towards the outside of the off stump bats, and it is little short, batsman will try, sorry, outside of the off stump, right, little full, he will cover drive. Okay, so based on the line and length of the ball, batsman will assess and he will play the shot, correct? So here if you see, batsman through his eyes is sensing where the ball is pitching, right? And through his body, he's taking the action. Correct? So there is a concept of, if you see, there is a concept of thinking, analyzing, and then taking steps, right? This is basic human intelligence. Every one of us possesses this. Correct? So humans have, if you now, so what is the summary of all this, of all these examples, is that they have brain to think and they have body parts to act. Correct? Based on any situation. This is, and that's why, like, if anyone can do this part, he's basically, he has, like, decently is intelligent, right? Now come to machines. But what happens in cases of machines, right? How can we bring intelligence to them? Any idea? Anyone? Because humans have brains, right? And humans have body parts, and based on the mind and body, mind and, you will say, body part, they are synchronized and they act accordingly. But what in case of machine? Machines are non-living objects. So how are we going to build the intelligence for them? Yeah, please, anyone? Yeah, please, you can speak.
Yeah, so hi. In the same model, when how the humans learn, in the same way we train and we let them learn the models, the machines, by training them through data. Let's say in our childhood we used to learn by experience, like there is some fire and we touch the fire and we find that okay, this is dangerous. So this is our experience. This is what the data we are getting. This is the data we are feeding into our brain. In the similar way, we are feeding the data into machines, and they are getting learned these things in the same meaning.
But
I mean,
machines,
in roughly,
how are for machine there is just data. How are machines ensuring that they are learning from it?
so through the data, through the bulk of data, we get some experience using some statistical techniques. So using those statistical techniques, we make some conclusions.
Okay.
So those conclusions feed to the machines. So based on that, not exactly similar in the human, in the way the human learn, but it's roughly that
Kind of, you're right. There's just one thing is missing. Don't worry, it's the right answer. Just a couple of things are missing.
So in technical way, we use statistical techniques, and if neural network.
I'm not going technical. I don't want to go technical right now. Neural networks, all those things, I don't want to discuss right now. I'm just talking about normal. If you were right, almost, yes. So yeah, please. Someone else also raised their hand.
Hello.
Raju. Yeah, please.
Yes, sir, the machines can be learned through the patterns. Like whenever we feed the data, they will analyze that, okay, this is right, this is wrong, and according to
My question is this: how will machines are non-living objects? How will they analyze it? You as human, for example, okay, let's say you walk through somewhere, you see something, and then you build. You have brain to think. Machines do not have that. That's what I'm talking. Okay. See, you guys are right somewhere, but just think even more basic. Let's not go into machine learning, deep learning right now. Okay. Of course, your answer's right. I'm not saying your answers are incorrect, but let's think even as basic as possible. Okay. So think of a magician. Okay. We know,
by using
sorry. See, neural network is not the only machine learning model, right? There are normal regression models as well, right? So machines learn from that only. So neural network is not the complete answer. Now let's think from a magician perspective. Okay, there's a magician. Magician performs tricks. We know there's nothing known as magic in this world. Whatever magician does is a trick, right? And what is that trick that normal humans cannot see that? Okay, I mean, they do the tricks so smartly that you just cannot recognize, oh my god, like it did that, something like that, for example, right? Same thing is AI. Why we call it artificial intelligence? Because the intelligence which is being built, it is not real of machine. We have built it using it is you can say it is fake, or you can say through some conditions we have built it, right? So it is not complete. Like whatever we have trained, whatever we have written for it, it will only react to those particular things. It will not be able to answer things beyond that. So what I mean to say that, again, machines do not possess intelligence. We build that particular intelligence for them, right, which they can use as a reference example, right? Forget about neural networks. These examples generally are machine learning models, I agree. But if you just try to relate from a magician, that there's nothing called magic, all is trick. Similarly, there is nothing called that machines have intelligence. It's just a fancy name given that you have just coded something to behave in a certain way, right? Any doubt, anyone? And this is the reason it
Yeah,
is
it's
called
very, it's, yes, sorry to interrupt. Yeah, it's very basic, but yeah, here one question arises that the fear that has been created just by the cloud of AI, that is, I think that much not that much big, because these machines are going to be work in a specific domain, in a specific criteria only. That cannot go beyond that one. So it is not a real intelligence. So if it is not a real intelligence, that cannot threaten to the society or the human being. I think so.
That's obviously true. I'll be very honest, like people who just say that AI will destroy and all that, nothing is like that. AI is still I'll in the end of session I'll explain what a AI system looks like in a more detailed way. But thing is that AI is governed by humans only, right? So there is nothing like that AI can overpower or something. But again, that is a separate topic, not of this session, right? So the
Yes,
main thing to understand is that there's nothing called but like machines do not have intelligence. We develop that particular knowledge base for machine and we make them interact, right? And that is how they behave. If you remove that connection, machines are just non-living objects. Agree?
yes, makes sense. 100%.
Makes sense, right? So just always, whenever you're going to think next, relate machines with the magician, okay? And it's like that only. So there's nothing called magic in this world. Everything is hard coded. Everything is hard coded or designed by humans only. Okay, they are just if else ladder. For example, you all would have used if else logic in your codes, right? They're just that. Okay, so now the point comes that there are two things as I discussed. In humans, the humans have a brain to think and they have a body, they have body parts to act. Similarly, machines need a brain and machines need a body part or basically a system which acts, correct? Now this brain is generally what you guys were saying, neural networks, ML models, whatever. In short, if I say this brain are nothing but LLMs, okay? So like I don't know why this image has gone, but these, like there's ChatGPT, there is Llama, there is so many AI models that you see, right? These are what these all ML models or AI models are deep learning models eventually, right? Which are the core brain of any machine, okay? So any AI application or you can say anything, it uses LLM as is intelligence. Okay, it's not that LLMs have come 2 years ago only. LLMs have been there like for 15, 20 years, like long before. It's just that LLMs were not available to public domain. They were only made to for researchers, right? Those kind of things were there. Okay. Now, so the brain part is sorted. We understand the intelligence part of any machine or any AI application that we are going to see will come from brain. But what are the actors, like the body parts? For example, humans have hands to respond, humans have legs to walk, right? So what are those in any AI model? They are nothing. They are just coding programs. Okay. So I will explain you with example as we move ahead. So technically, how does a machine work? A machine has a brain and it has a body parts to act. Brain is nothing but your ML model, or you can say your AI model, and remaining the body parts which are actors, they are your normal programs. It could be Python, Java, SQL, anything that you can discuss, but eventually they are just programs only. Okay, any doubt, anyone, before I move ahead? All clear, everyone? Okay. So these actors, basically, whatever these programs that you standalone things, these are called agents. Okay. So how does it work that an AI application, basically, or any AI feature will get some basic input. It will use the LLM to decide what it has to do, right? And then it will create the tasks, and these each of the tasks will be performed by an agent. So what do I mean by this? Let me just explain you here. So I'll take a standard example. Let's say a question comes that what is the temperature? What is the temperature in most populated city in the world? In most populated city in the world. Okay. How any AI application is going to solve this problem? Can someone tell? We have discussed this earlier as well, but still, what is the temperature in the most populated city?
Hello,
Sorry?
sir.
Yeah, please.
Yep. So first it will be fed to the LLM, and first it will just find like which is the top populated city, right? So that is like a reasoning. Like it will just first reason. So
Yeah,
in the reason it will split up into two parts.
correct.
First is like it will just identify like what is the top populated city,
Yes,
and that will be handled by one thread or one agent. And based on that output, so the next change will be triggered, and it will just check the temperature of the city.
right,
So that's
right.
the way.
So, what will happen? Generally, there are two ways to answer this. Okay, let's say there is one is called thinking, one is called just answering. For example, I thought that the most populated city, for example, let's say the most populated city in this world is New York City, for example. Okay. So let's say if someone asks me what is the temperature in the most populated city, without thinking, I will say, okay, the temperature in the New York City right now, in the temperature in the most populated city right now, let's say is 30 degrees centigrade, right? What I did here, I just assumed that New York is the most populated city and I just answered. Here, I didn't follow the reasoning that, okay, how are you answering this? And this way of answering is wrong, correct? Because the most populated city can change over time. That is not something accurate, correct? Agreed? I'll speak about LangChain and AI agents, right? Don't worry. Don't step too ahead. I'll come to that. LangChain is just a Python library. Okay, I'll come to that. So basically, uh, what is the better way of answering this? It is called a chain of thought process. Okay, chain of thought. So what will happen that whenever a question is given to you or any LLM or anything, first of all, you will see, okay, how can I answer this? Okay, so first of all, the first of all will be, okay, I think first I need to find the most populated city, correct? And then after that, I need to find the temperature in that city. And if I follow this particular step, does not matter whichever is the populated city, whatever things are changing, my answer will always come out to be accurate. Agreed? Any doubt, anyone in this point? The chain of thought. The chain of thought is nothing. It is just whenever you are given a task, you don't directly jump to answer. You first of all think that how to answer that, and you step down your steps, okay, and then you start acting. So basically, you first reason yourself, and then this is called the chain of thought process. That whenever you get a question, first of all you think. After thinking, what you will do? You will you have to find the most populated city, right? So what you will do, you will use an agent. Agent is nothing. Agent is just a fancy name given to a Python program, that okay, I have to create a Python function to get the most populated city. So let's say I have to get a code 1 which will give me the most populated city, and then once I get the result from code 1, I will execute 2 to get the temperature in that particular city. Agents of these all are called agent. Like this is called agent 1, agent 2. But agent is just a fancy name given. Let's talk from a if you, let's say you are a technical person, right? So don't get scared with this agent words and all that. This is just to like for others to show, okay, this is some fancy thing going on. Agents are nothing. They are basically piece of codes. Okay. For example, let's say I give you, write down a Python code to calculate the most populated city in the world. When you write this Python code, this is your agent 1. Okay. And of course, there are multiple methods to do that. I'm not going there right now. Okay. And then once you get that, you will follow the second step. Is it clear? Any doubt in this particular? What are agents? Any doubt, anyone? Please. Because we'll be using this concept when we start to build the application. So I want to hear from you. So if someone is going to ask, what is agent? So agents are nothing. Agents are just you can say messenger, or you can say people who execute your codes, right? So you get a question, you will use any LLM or anything to break it down into step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Okay. After each step will be done by an agent. Agent 1, agent 2, agent 3, agent 4. And once this whole steps are completed, you have got the final answer. Any doubt, anyone?
Yeah, I have one doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Each agent means like it will work on sequentially or parallelly, like depends on
that is something. There comes the concept of lang chain, lang graph. So agents can work both. They can work sequentially as well. They can work parallelly as well. They can work both ways. Okay, how you define them, that is the case. So both are possible. Again, sequentially things are a little bit easy. Okay, when you build parallel processing, things become complex, but eventually your goal is to reach to parallel processing. Okay, but we will study them ahead once we do that comes under lang graph. That does not come here, but yeah, agents can work sequentially as well. They can work parallelly as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, please.
So in any given problem of artificial intelligence, we can apply this chain of thought process, or is it specifically for some bigger problems?
You can apply to anyone. Think of any AI. For example, let's talk about Alexa. What is Alexa? You give Alexa command. For example, Alexa, what is the time? Set me an alarm for like let's say for tomorrow morning 6 a.m. Okay, so what did you say? You gave a command, right? So what was your command? Hey Alexa, what is the time right now? Set me an alarm at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Now the AI model which is working there, it will break your question. First of all, it will take your speech, convert it into a text. Then that text will be passed and it will be broken down into steps, that how to solve this particular question, right? And it will be broken into step. Okay, first I need to give her the time. Once I've given the time, I have to set an alarm at 6 a.m. right? Once it has broken down it into two steps, then for each it will assign an agent and they will perform the task. So any AI system, whatever, for example, I'm going to show an example right now as well, right? It can be done in any AI. Every AI system is built on this only. Thinking, acting, right? This whole process is called react, reasoning and acting. Okay, we'll study about this. There's a prompt called react prompt, which we are going to study today. But this is how any AI application work in backend. If someone asks you, how does an AI application work? Don't start telling. For example, let's say in interview someone asks, how does an AI application work? Don't tell, okay, it takes LangChain. LangChain is just a Python library. Tomorrow some other library can come. So LangChain is not AI. What is AI? React. So it is reasoning and acting. Okay, so it is called React framework. So RE means reasoning and acting. Okay, any AI application work on these principles. So for reasoning, it will use LLM. Earlier, which are technically deep learning models. Okay, and for acting it will use agents. Okay, is it clear how an AI, if someone is going to ask you tomorrow, how does an AI application work? Don't start telling LangChain, LangGraph, RAG, and all those things. It will give an impression that okay, you have studied things, but you really don't know how things work at the back end. Okay, so think, drill down as basic as possible. Okay, now let's look at few examples. So how does it work? So you have an LLM, that is large language model. It is connected to various, so it will decide the task, right? For example, this. Now for each task, it will assign some agent. For each task, it will assign some agent. We will see that. Okay, and this whole architecture is an AI application. Okay. So for example, so how does chain of thought mechanism work? That you are given you ask a question to GPT, or let's say you ask a question to your AI model. Okay, let's say it's GPT right now. It can be anything. It will break down into step 1, step 2, and step 3. Okay, and LLM will develop the reasoning for you. Okay, and you will follow that reasoning and execute the step. So for example, let us say you ask, how can I automate sorting data in Excel? Okay, so there are the steps. Let's say do something like open the Excel, use the sort feature, save your file, something like that. Okay, LLM has given you the reason. Okay, now let us say someone asks, how can I set up a blog for free? So choose a blogging platform like WordPress or Blogger. This is your first step. Second step is sign up and create an account, which is right. Third step is customize your blog theme. Fourth step is start writing and publishing posts. Okay, so it's what you will do for each task, you will assign an agent. Okay, you will assign an agent to do this, second to do this, third to do this, fourth to do this. That's how it works. Chain of thought. Can someone tell me what is the problem right now? There is some problem in chain of thought, directly using chain of thought. Can someone tell me what could be the problem?
There could be multiple ways of doing the same thing. So then there would be different like number of agents to be used. So we will not get always the same answer from the LLM.
Exactly. This is the exact bang on answer. That what I mean to say that, for example, let us say you want to ask a particular question for example, let me just pick an example. You asked these how to set up a blog for free, for example, right? It gave me these steps. You know that LLMs at times they vary their answers. Some next time when you run it, it can give you 3 steps only. Sometime it can give you 5 steps. Sometime it can give you 6. Like we all have used ChatGPT, right? What happens every time you put a prompt? Not every time the answer is same. Sometimes it give you 2 steps, 5 steps, 6 steps. So what happens that you cannot actually define how many agents shall I actually give, right? So that you cannot streamline the process as simple as that, right? Okay, sometimes it is giving me 3, sometimes it is giving me 4. Let's say I only have 2 ways to work, but it is telling me different answers every time. Is it clear, everyone, that what is the problem? What do I mean by context, or what do I mean by it does not the same answer every time? Anyone, any doubt in this? If you are not able to understand, please ask, like if you are staying on the call. But I hope this explanation is clear, that what is happening is you asked a question, right? Now every time LLM is giving a different answer. So you cannot depend on that. Okay, every time it is giving the same answer. So how can we sort it? How can we solve this problem? Any idea?
So one question.
Yeah.
You mentioned about like the response will be different, but can't we fix that by the temperature value? Like if we set the value 0, then maybe we'll be receiving the same answer.
No, but what let's through temperature you cannot control it completely. That is the problem.
Oh, okay.
So like for example, it might be giving. So let me tell you, through temperature, you can say that, okay, the LLM has given the same steps, but same task it can give in 4 steps, same task it can give in 3 steps, same task it can give in 7 steps as well, right? So the task overall remains same, that okay, first do this, then do this, but it can give it in different steps. I don't want that. I want fixed number of right steps only. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so temperature does not solve it completely. Even after setting temperature equal to 0, you can check, it will answer different things. Yeah, so how can I solve this? Please, yeah.
So one method that is coming to my mind is we can standardize the prompt and try to regulate the answer which we will get. So like we defining the number of steps, like I want in this many steps only, and maybe some other standardization things.
Exactly,
so that
exactly. Yes, yes. This is the answer. So basically, what we are going to do here. So let me give you a very different example. Let's not go into agents right now. For example, let us say you have to travel from Delhi, okay, Delhi to Mumbai, for example, you have to travel, okay. Let us say I tell you, think of yourself as LLM right now. I'm just talking about human intelligence, okay. Let's say I ask you, how will you go from Delhi to Mumbai? Okay, what will be your answer?
By bus, by train.
You will say, okay, you can go by flight, you can go by
Flight,
bus,
train,
bus, okay, you can
car.
go by walk as well. For example, if you are really are into that, you can go by cycling, okay, you can take a lift. There are so many ways you can go from here to here, correct? Now think like this. Now let's say I give you a constraint that you have to go from Delhi to Mumbai. You have rupees 5,000, okay, and you have to spend at least 4,000. What will you do now?
By train.
No, you have to spend 4,000 on one thing only, like so like of course train can be there. For example, let's say you picked a very good fancy first class AC, right, train, or you can choose a flight, correct?
Right as well.
Most likely you will do this. Like of course if you have money you can spend in unwanted a number of ways, but I'm just telling, just try to think this way. If there's a constraint, right, that okay, you can spend this much, or you have to spend this much at least. Now let's say I give you another constraint. I give a constraint that you have 500 rupees only and you can spend max 500. Now what will you do? Can you take flight?
Bus.
No.
That's out of option. So what will you do? You can take a bus
Or lift.
I'm not sure if even if train comes in this budget right now. I don't think Delhi to Mumbai even trains are like 1,000 rupees at least, what I have seen. Okay, so you'll be limited. You'll have limited steps to do that. So what do I mean to say with that? That you have to provide a context that okay, you have these many resources to solve this particular problem. Okay, so right, so you have to tell, okay, you have to go from Delhi to Mumbai. Let's say you will say you can choose a flight, you can choose a bus, and you can choose a train. Okay, for example, now this will ensure that you go only either by flight, only either by bus, only either by train, no other method, right? What if I tell you that you can only go via flight or bus? Okay, so will you go by train now? No, because there's a constraint. You can only go by flight or you can go by bus. Agreed? So this constraint is called tools in normal AI application development, right? So what do you do that whenever you give a question, whenever you give a question to LLM, you tell that I have below tools. What are tools? My resources, that I have these resources only to solve this problem. So what will LLM do with that? LLM will come with the most probable way to solve the problem using those two methods only. Are you getting my point? I'll explain example as well, don't worry. But just try to relate with this. That you have to go from Delhi to Mumbai. I told you only have 500 rupees, and at let's say whatever, and you can choose either flight or something like that, right? So based on whatever money you have, you will choose the most optimal way to do that particular. For example, if I tell you you have only 500 rupees, now it's your headache how you go from Delhi to Mumbai. I don't care, but you have 500 rupees only. So you will figure out a way. Either you will go by walk, you'll save all 500 rupees. Either you will take a bicycle, you'll save all 500. You can take a lift, or you can take a bus. Anything you can do. I really don't care. But I want you to reach from Delhi to Bombay in 500 rupees. Okay, and you will figure out the best possible route to do that. Agreed? Any doubt, anyone? Till this point. So this constraint thing, whatever the constraint I have told, these are called tools in terms of AI application development in Python programming or whatever you are saying. Okay, so tools. So now let's discuss this. So if I come here, the problem is that there is missing context, that access to real-time information, right? For example, let's say I will say how shall I go from Delhi to Bombay? Now ChatGPT will give me all the possible answers, go by flight, but I cannot go by flight, right? I mean, I don't have that money. So that the context, real-time information is missing right now with ChatGPT. So that is something we need to feed, and we feed in form of by providing tools. I will show you what tools look like. So user ask a question, and then parallelly you will provide tools as well, that okay, you are given these tools, and based on these you have to tell me the best possible steps to solve this particular problem. Okay, so through this LLM, even if it so LLM will create the right step, because you have created tools, so number of tools will become equal to number of steps. Okay, that will be your final. So that's how you're ensuring you're getting a fixed number of agents only, that you're providing it a list of tools. Okay, so what will happen? User will ask a question, given provided a context of tools, then it will generate the step 1, step 2, step 3, and for each step there will be an agent 1, agent 2, and agent 3, which will execute the task. So let me show you this through an example here. Okay, so for example, let us say a user, is my screen visible? Like you can see this, right?
Yes.
So let us say user asks this question. Suppose there is a food delivery app, okay, or let's say there is a Amazon delivery app, for example. User asks a question, where is my order number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Okay, now this question will go to the company server. Now what will company server do? It will pass to LLM. Now LLM does not know. How do I know where is your order? I really don't have that context, right? So LLM, a company, whenever you will create the application, you'll set up some tools in the backend. Okay, that okay, we have list of, like, let's say 100 tools, 500, like whatever we have these many tools. The tool one is, and there is an order management API which will tell you where your order is right now. Okay, and there is a tool 2 which is the documentation of refund policy. Okay, so technically you are giving the question to LLM that okay, you have this order, so where is my order number? This, given that you have access to these 2 tools, try to give me the best possible methods to solve this particular problem. So what will LLM do? LLM will first of all create steps. It will say, okay, I have to get where is his order, and he wants the refund as well, right? Where is my order, and tell me about the refund policy, something like that. Okay, so what it will do, it will first of all create the steps. Okay, first of all I need to call this tool which will give me the order status. Once I get the order status, I will tell him whether a refund is possible, right? So let's say the original question was, where is my order number this, can I get refund? Okay, let's say user asks this particular question. We all ask such question in our Swiggy or any application that you use, Amazon, right? So this process will this question will be processed in this way, that the step one, what is your thought one? So the step one will be call the order management API. Okay, what is API? I will tell in detail. Just right now, assume that this particular API will give you the order status. Right now, just know this. You don't need to know API right now. The step one is to call this API and get the order status. And second step is to what is the refund policy? Okay, check if a refund is possible or not for this scenario. Okay, so now these steps are created. Now for each step it will call an agent. So now first of all it is going to call agent 1. Agent 1 will be your order management API. Okay, now it gave a response. Your order is currently in transit. It will arrive by tomorrow. Okay, so agent 1 finishes. Now your step 1 is completed. Now once your step 1 is completed, okay, then starts the step 2, refund policy. It will start scanning the document and it gives a response that you are eligible for a refund if the order is delayed by more than 3 days, and you can initiate a refund via app. Okay, so the documentation says that you will get a refund if your order is more than 3 days. So now LLM will check whether whether this particular order is delayed by 3 days or not, something like that. It will check with the order management API, something like that, and it will give you the final answer. Both agents finish. Final answer: your order number this is in transit and it will arrive by tomorrow. Since the delay is under 3 days, a refund cannot be initiated. For further instance, visit the refund policy section. So that's how your user question is answered through this particular AI system. Any doubt, anyone, in the architecture of this particular example? Please tell me.
One question: how the LLM will get access to the API management, the order management system?
LLM is not getting the access. Okay, so let me tell you what is happening. LLM is just telling you the steps, that okay, you have to call an agent 1. After that, when LLM tells you steps, then it will pass through your system. Your system will call that particular agent. LLM is not going to call. LLM is just telling you. You're just using LLM for reasoning. Okay.
All right. Okay.
So this is called a function calling, basically in agents and all that. That what happens when we'll do this example, you'll get to know more about function calling. But LLM is giving you just the steps. Okay. As for example, let's say someone gives me a step. Let's say you go to a consultant, right? Consultant, or let's say batting coach. A batting coach, for example, or let's say you go for a roadmap to anyone, right? That okay, let's say I want to become a data scientist, AI engineer. Can you tell me how can I become? Someone can tell you a roadmap. Someone can tell you how to become. Eventually, you have to do that. Correct? So think of LLM like that. LLM is a consultant. You can say that. Okay, it will tell you to solve this problem. You have to do these steps. Now those steps will be done by company's internal servers, applications, whatever are there. Okay, they are separate. Is it clear?
Right, but yeah, it's clear. But in the flow diagram, right? Your order is currently in transit, will arrive by tomorrow. So I was assuming that it is checking the real-time status, then it is giving.
So basically, what will be happening? Let me tell you in backend. We will see this. Your LLM, okay. Let's say your LLM and your whatever softwares you have set up to solve these problems, right? Softwares, they will constantly be in touch. Okay, they will keep providing updates to each other. Correct. So LLM will check whether I have received the I'll speak about that. So LLM and software will constantly interact, and they will see if we have solved the answer or not. Correct. So LLM will try to reason, software will try to act, and then once software has acted, it will reply to LLM that okay, these are the results. Now is that particular sorted? So that's how it's going to work.
Okay.
Any doubt, anyone? Please ask me, because this is the whole concept of AI agents, right? In market, if you go, people say like, this is nothing. AI agents is nothing. It is basically reasoning and acting. Okay. So, any doubt, anyone? Please tell me.
Yeah, I have a query. So basically, the system needs to perform those steps. Means, like the LLMs will tell us that in what steps we need to follow. Means what step system needs to follow, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but those steps should be performed by the internal system, the engine, whatever the internals
Yes.
are there.
Yes. Yes.
Servers and the DB, only they have to
Yes.
perform, but the steps will be provided by our
LLM. LLM.
yeah. Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
is it clear?
Okay. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Try to think. LLM is your brain. Okay. So just like humans have brain. Okay. LLM is your brain, right? And you have hands, you have legs, you have like other body parts to act. Okay. These are your softwares or your company systems. For example, databases, servers, whatever it is there. Okay. So every time, for example, you act something, you're constantly in touch. Your brain and your hands are coordinating, right?
Yeah. Correct.
Just assume, for example, let's say you are walking very fast, or you're running very fast. Suddenly you see a car suddenly came in front. You'll stop suddenly. How will that happen? Your legs and your brains are synchronizing, correct? And whenever your and your eyes also. So your eyes see that a new object came in, right? And your brain senses that. Your brains decide, okay, I have to stop now. And then you suddenly put a stop on your like you stop yourself. Correct? That's how human body works. Correct? Same thing how an AI application will work, that it will use LLM as brain, and it will have various software, various setup systems which are generally there. Okay. They will act synchronously with your LLM, right? LLM will give them a reason, reason, they will act. It will then again give a reason, they will act. That's how it will work.
Got it.
Yeah, one of the questions
And when do those agents come into picture, sir? Means
agents are this only. Agents are this. For example, your system which you just spoke, right? They are agents. LLM decides, okay, I have to do step 1, step 2, step 3. Who will do those steps? Your body parts. Your body parts are agents.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So these agents will be the as you mentioned earlier, they are agents are nothing but pieces of codes, right? Programs.
Pieces of codes, right? What are your database system? What are your servers? They're codes only, correct? In backend. So they are just codes which run with a brain, with a logic now. They don't just randomly. They will be executed at certain condition only.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else? Yes, someone else was also asking the question.
One of the questions, Satvik, let's say I'm trying to build a personal assistant. I am ready to give my credentials of Myntra and Flipkart to the agents. And once I start my day, I just want to ask the LLM saying that, hey, what are my orders which will get delivered by today? Is it possible that agents can log into the Myntra portal and Flipkart portal and get to know what is going to get delivered today and what is in transit?
Yes. So there are two things. There are two things. If Myntra allows to access that, okay. The problem is that
if they have an API.
If they have an API or whatever, if Myntra allows that connection, then yes, agents will provide you the answer. If that particular, for example, let's say you cannot go to Indian government website and do an API call to get the document data, right? Because they are, for example, private documents, right? As simple as that. You cannot do an API call to a bank and tell me, okay, tell me what is the balance in Mukesh Ambani's account, right? You cannot do that because that condition is restricted. Okay. But there are certain things, for example, if you want to make an API call to any website and want to scrape the data, let's say you want to make an API call and you want to know, let's say in LinkedIn, let's say, or Instagram, how many people are following me. You can get an API call and get the results. Okay. So some API calls are allowed, some API calls are not allowed. Whatever process is allowed, because you're actually going to someone else's system, right? If they allow that, then it's fine. Then you can get that. No problem. If they don't allow, then like even AI cannot do that.
Understood. Okay. So that action will be done by the agents, right? So LLM will make a call to the agent to perform the activity of
LLM
logging,
will
check the
decide.
status.
LLM will decide that for example, I have to make this API call. Those API calls will be made by the agents, not LLM.
Understood. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, please.
Hello, sir. Sir, like, is how to hide sensitive information? Like in ChatGPT, whenever we ask, like, give me the torrent websites or anything, they will directly say that means we can't give you some sensitive information. So how it
Yes.
handles all this and how he knows?
Yeah, so these all are trained basically on basically semantics, keywords, that whenever user is, for example, on social media, let's say Instagram or Facebook or YouTube as well, you put some threatening comment, it will automatically get deleted. Have you tried that ever? Like, go and try sometime, right? There are some keywords, if you type in comment box, they automatically get deleted. Doesn't even matter that if user likes it or not. Okay, same thing, it works here. This is built on NLP, regex. Okay, that it identify what information you have provided, and it will assess that if it is a PI, that is personal information, it will not allow that result. That is so this comes under regex NLP. That how do you process?
Okay, like even if we just use the synonym of the word and it is not present, then what?
It does not matter synonym, because it uses semantic match, not contextual meaning, not the word
Okay.
exactly, right? So there are
Okay.
100 ways of saying same word. So like for example, you say that I want to get the bank password of someone, right? You can say it 100 different ways. LLM will not provide you, because it is built semantically, not keyword. Keyword is there, but main thing is semantic. Contextual meaning it will try to understand. Okay.
Okay, sir. Got it, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So multi-agentic system, see, Crew AI, LangChain, these are all like they are autogen. There are a lot of systems which are used to build agents. All right, all use the same concept. I will show you. Be it Crew AI, be it LangChain, LangGraph, everything uses the same concept of creating agents. Okay. Yeah, please.
So it's like I have a doubt. Okay, so before what I've seen in ChatGPT, okay, so now we are using the updated version of GPT 4.0. Okay, so
Yes.
before we are using GPT 3.5. So what happens is when I try to get the information in the chat, like ChatGPT 3.5, it will tell that I have been trained till so and so date.
Yes.
Now what happened is like what happened in the yesterday match result, and it is we are getting the result. Okay, the like yesterday India played against South Africa, and so as the result.
Yes.
So that is because of the agent is used in the GPT
Yes.
4.0, but it is not used in the 3.5.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So what happens, for example, even like if you take GPT-4, it is trained, I think, up to 2023 December, I think, as far as I know. Okay. Now, for example, you ask South Africa, India, like let's say what happened in yesterday's match of India South Africa, right? How is it going? How is it able to answer? Because there is a search capability. Just like in Google, what is Google? Google is a search engine, right? Whatever you put, it searches across internet and it gives you. So same thing in GPT 3.5, you don't have this search capability. Okay, whatever it answers based on whatever it knows. In GPT-4, they have this added functionality where you can search across internet. Okay, so you will get the even though you're not trained on that data, but you can use internet. So what you do, you assign an agent to get some information and then you provide the answer to user.
So that is the agent, right?
That is the agent. Yes, the search is the agent. We will do that search agent today as well in the project. Okay, everyone clear? Yeah, please.
Yeah, so then that search agent, like it works, it will work in some different way than Google, because we already know Google has its own way
Yeah,
or
so
logic
every
of
search
searching.
agent is different. How you define search agent, there are a lot of search agents in market. Okay, so
Yeah.
whichever agent you use, that so whether your answer is correct or not, that is determined by your search agent. Okay,
Right.
search agent will just give you an answer. Whether it is correct or not depends upon the accuracy of your search agent. Correct?
Right.
Any doubt? Anyone? Is it clear?
Yeah, it is clear.
Do let me, if you guys have, because these are the basic concept, coding and wording, we will do that. That's not a problem. They are built on these logics only, right? But make sure you understand what are agents, right? So an AI application has brain and has actors. Brain is LLM, actors are agents. Whenever AI agent get any task, LLM will decide what to do. Then it will assign, there will be multiple agents which will do each of the steps, and once those steps are completed, you will get the answer. Now the thing comes that if you think ChatGPT works on prompting, right? That what prompt will you give so that it follows this logical reasoning acting thing? So lot of prompts have been tried that which give you this, the how to build this AI agent system, right? So the best prompt right now so far was written by developed by LangChain only. So it's the founder of LangChain is I think Harrison Chase, his name is. It is called React prompt. Now this comes under if you go to Google, right, and read about React agent paper, okay? So you will see reasoning and acting in large language models. This is a paper, research paper. You go and try to read that this tells how this reasoning and acting works, okay? They tell you the concept of chain of thought in this particular process. You will understand whatever I've told you in detail. You will understand this, okay? Now all this paper is summarized in a prompt, okay? This is the prompt which is HW. So if you go to LangChain, they have this React prompt. This is called a React prompt, okay? The template is this only. Let me explain you this. Try to understand this template in detail, because this is the main reason why LLM is able to answer your question. The prompt says that answer the following questions as best as you can. You have the access to following tools. Remember, I told you whenever you are giving a task to LLM, you have to provide it a set of tools. What are tools? Whatever options are available for me. So here you have to provide a list of tools that are available for me to solve this problem. Okay. Any doubt till this point? Anyone? Till this till in first two lines? Anyone? Any doubt? Okay. Now use the following format. Now here comes the main thing. So what will happen whenever you will be given a question? Agent will start the question. The input question you must answer. So it will think this way. Okay, this is the question that I have to answer. Now it will build a thought that, okay, you should always think about what to do, and it will use tools for that. Okay. And the action is to take should be one of the tools. So someone was asking me that how are you ensuring that agent are using those tools only? Because in the prompt you are mentioning that whatever action you have to take should be one of the tools. So there are multiple, like, so there can be hundreds of tools in this particular list or dictionary. You have to use only you have to make sure it is one of those. Okay. So what is this tool? So let me tell you what is this tool exactly. Okay. This tool is nothing but just a function in the backend. Suppose you ask you created a function to check whether a number is even or odd. Okay. Let's say you created a Python function. Okay. Now what will happen that suppose you gave a task to your AI model that I have a number, tell me whether it is even or odd, for example. So what will happen? LLM here will say, okay, I have to what is the question that I need to answer? That whether the given number is odd or even, right? This is the question. Now it has to think, and it has to think while considering that it has access to a tool. Okay, so it will think like that. Okay, I have to tell whether this number is even or odd, given that I have access to a tool which provides me whether a number is even and even or odd, right? So what will LLM reply to this? Can you guys tell me? So this will go to LLM that, okay, you have this question that you are given a number, tell me whether it is even or odd. And you have access to the tool. There's a tool which tells whether there is a number even or odd. So what will LLM reply? LLM will say, okay, to answer this question, I will be using this particular tool because I cannot answer. So what I will do, I will use a tool, and this tool is that. Agreed or not? Or it went bouncer? Please tell me. If it went bouncer, let me know, please.
I'm a little confused. Like, how is tool and what portion a tool is doing and what work an LLM is doing on its own?
Yeah.
Let me tell you in detail. Okay. So let us say you have created tool is what? Tool is a Python function. Okay, tool is just a Python function. Let us say you have created two Python functions. The function one tells whether a number is even or odd. Okay, this is your tool one. Okay, your tool two, for example, it tells you the length of a word. For example, let's say these two tools are packaged and placed inside the model. Is it fine? Yeah, please.
Like tool weren't told the constraints that we were telling.
Yeah, so these are constraint only, na. So these are the so user will not give you constraint, right? User will just give you a question. Who will define the constraint? Constraint, you as a developer or your company will define that. Okay, I have access to these tools only.
Okay, so these tools will be small programs only, like
Small
piece of
programs only
codes.
in the backend. Yes.
Okay, all right.
Okay. So let's say user question comes. User asks, okay, so let's say user asks this question that is 43 an even number? Okay. So let's say user asks this question, is 43 an even number? Now what will happen? First of all, this question will go to LLM, correct? Now what will now what will LLM think? So now try to relate with the prompt here. This is the input question that has gone to LLM. Okay. And now LLM will think what it has to do. Okay. Is it clear till this particular point? Any doubt, anyone till this in these 4 lines? Right. So you have got the question and you have the format that, okay, this is the question that user asked, and this you should now start thinking what you have to do. Now to start thinking, you have to take some action, and your action should be one of the tools. So you're explicitly mentioning here that to answer this, you have to use one of these tools. Okay. So here this is the constraint that you are putting. You're telling LLM, don't use your information, use one of the tools that I provided. Any doubt, anyone? So what will LLM reply from here? So question came, is 43 an even number? Now agent, your LLM thought, okay, I have to answer this question, I have to use one of the tool because it is mentioned in the prompt, right? The action to take should be one of the tools. So now what will be the reply that will come from here?
Use the tool even or odd.
Agreed. Use even or tool. Correct. Even or tool. Is everyone with me till now? Okay. Now tell me, what are tools? Tools are functions. What is the primary thing of a function? A function takes a parameter and returns you something. Correct. So a function is defined like this. You have a function and it will return you something. So when you have to tell that LLM, okay, use this particular tool, you also have to tell something more, that what should be the input. Agreed or not? So this is the part. Now, so action to take is should be one of the tools. Then action input is input to the action. What is this input? The input that will go to your function. What is the input here? Input here is number 43. Correct? So after this, the function will execute and it will give the result of your it will give the result. Okay. This is the whole step. Now, what will happen? This thought action input, it will repeat n time, because there can be your particular task can have n steps, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, right? So this step and thought process will be repeated n times. Like how many, like whatever number of tools are there, it will start repeating until you get the final answer. Now, once LLM sees that now I have the final answer, all the answers to answer this question, it will say, okay, this is the answer, and this is so let me tell you, explain you through another example that we discussed. Then we will move towards coding. Okay. So this was a question that what is the population? What is, sorry, temperature in the most populated city? Correct? Most populated, sorry, most populated city. This is the initial question. Let's try to think from the React prompt perspective. Now, you need to know that you need to have, whenever, so basically, whenever you will be building the application, you will know that what type of questions will come. So based on that, you will, as a programmer, you will already create this function in the backend. Okay. So first tool is what? First tool will be to get the first tool will be a tool which gives you the population of the city. Population. Okay. First tool is this. Second tool is used to give the temperature. Okay. You will define a function which will, so you will define two functions in backend. First function will be which gives you the population in any country or in any city, and second function will be, it will give you temperature in any city or any country. Is it clear till this point? Now what will happen? Let's try to go through the React prompt. Okay. Answer the question that what is the temperature in the most populated city, given that you have access to population tool and the temperature tool. Okay. So what will happen after that? Question, you got the input question, you got the thought. So you got the input question, you got the thought. So what is the thought? Thought in mind is that, okay, I have got the, this is nothing, this is just like we humans think, right? I have got the question, now I have to think how to solve this question. While thinking, I have to ensure that I am using one of the tools. Okay. This is what I explained till now, right? So this is the question I have to think how to answer, given that I have to use these tools. So this is the constraint which I was talking about, that it will be present here. Okay. All good? Anyone, any doubt? Please ask me. This is very important conceptually. Otherwise, coding you will not understand. So you need to understand all the steps right now only. Please ask as many questions as possible. The question is, how will LLM decide which is the appropriate tool? This is a very good question that you asked. This we will provide. So when I will build the code, we will write metadata, description of each of the tool we will write, and that description will be passed into LLM. Okay. So what do I mean to say? That whenever you will be creating this function, you will additionally create a text or description mentioning that this tool is used to find the population. This tool is used to find temperature. For example, let me tell you, let's go to ChatGPT. Okay. I ask a question. I ask this particular question, that what is the temperature, what is the temperature in the most populated city in the world. You have access to two tools. Okay, tool 1 is gives population in any city. Tool 2 gives temperature in any city. Okay, provide me steps. Provide me steps to answer this. Use only what I have provided. Something like this will go in prompt. Okay, so what is this prompt? What is the temperature in the most populated city? This is the user question, correct? Which I just mentioned here. Okay, this is the question, and this is the action that it should be one of the tool names. So there I'm mentioning that you have access to two tools. Tool 1, I have to write the proper description, because it will decide based on the description only. If you just name tool 1, it does not know what is tool 1, right? So you have to provide that description which has to go inside the LLM. Okay, tool 2 is this. Now let's see what LLM responds. Okay, see how here is the step-by-step process to answer the question. Use tool 1 to find the most populated city in the world by querying the population. Okay, once we identify the most populated city in tool 1, use tool 2 to find the current temperature in that city. Now do you guys understand how it is working in the backend? Please tell me.
Okay, so can I ask a question?
Yeah, please, you can ask.
Yes. Back to the example of 43, is it even number? So if we tried to think about how to answer this question as a human, I will think that I have the numbers from 1 till 50, and step number 2, I need to check which number is even and which number is
Why
odd.
do you think that number is from 1 to 50? Why will you think that?
I'm sorry?
Why will you think that 1 to 50? Like, why are you, like, I am asking you, user has asked, is 43 even or odd, correct?
Yes.
So
Is it?
why are you thinking that 1 to 50? I didn't get that part.
No, I'm giving the LLM the criteria. So
Okay.
this is the way that it is supposed to be working, that I'm giving the criteria within which range of numbers he need to check, and which numbers is even. So he will start to use the tool to collect the even numbers. Then the third step to check if it's 43 within these even numbers or not, then
Yes.
it will answer me. So this is the logic steps that it's supposed to be working.
Yes, you're right.
Or
So
I didn't get it correctly.
with the logic, it will follow that only. For example, let me show you. Okay.
Okay.
Is 43 an even number? Okay. Use below logic only. For example. Okay.
Yes.
If number is less than 50, it's odd. I'm just using a like fake example. Okay. If number is greater than 50, it's even. Okay. Now I know that this condition is incorrect, but I want LLM to answer me based on this condition only. Correct? Now tell me. Okay. Make sure you use my logic only. Something like that you have to put in prompt. Okay. So that LLM does not think start building its own thinking. Okay. You have to make sure it thinks the way you want. Right?
Okay.
Now so what did I provide? If number is less than 50, if it's odd, right? So what it is saying, it is odd. Now let me change this. For example, I'll say just a second. If a number is less than 50, it is even. Okay. And if a number is greater than 50, it is, let's say it is odd. So now what it should reply? 43 is an?
Yeah, it is even. Yes.
Even. It should reply an even number. Let's see what it replies. So now 43 is even according to your logic.
Yes, but I didn't mean the logic that it's from specific range of number. I mean that to search within the number, within this range of numbers, not it's even or odd. I mean, is it like the pool that he search within? This is from 1 till 50. This is what I mean. Not specifying that this is
No,
my
I didn't
logic.
get your question. You are saying that you have to check whether a number is even or not, right? Can you explain me what do you mean by searching from 1 to 50?
Because I just need to confirm if I got it correctly. Is it that I'm giving that the logic starts from 43, it's within the range of numbers from 1 to 50, and LLM tools will check if it's odd or even, then get the answer that it is even. 43, it's sorry, an odd number. So this is like the steps, or it's by default he knows the numbers, so I would just give him the way to answer by giving the tool which is already know
Knows what
what
is the
even
number. It knows what no, so you can think like that. It knows the number, but it will stop using its own logic. When you provide your own set of logic, it will use that only.
Okay.
Right.
So this is the point of confusion. Yes.
So basically, LLM will blindfold. It will blindfold itself, and it will simply follow you what you are saying. It will have brain, but it will not use its own knowledge. It will use your knowledge and its reasoning abilities. Okay.
Okay. Yes, I got it. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So like, yes, we will use doc string for determine the function, right? So what we are doing here? Okay. So is it clear, everyone? The question came. LLM build this question, thought, and tools. Now, first, what will happen? That LLM will build the logic. What the logic that okay, use tool 1, then tool 2. Correct. So what will happen? First, tool 1 will be called. Now, tool 1 is what? Tool 1 is a function only. So it has to provide some input here. Correct. It has to give what is the input. The tool 1 will give you the population in any city. So the input to the tool 1 should be the city name, for example. Let's say you provide the city name. Now your function will execute and function will return something. That will be your observation. Okay. Now LLM will see that okay, I wanted to answer this question. I have got some result. Let's say I have got so I wanted the answer. What is the temperature in the most populated city? The answer that I have right now is the most populated city is, let's say, most populated city is Korea, for example. So not Korea, Tokyo, sorry. Okay. After execution of first tool, LLM has this answer. The most populated city is Tokyo. But the original question is what? What is the temperature in the most populated city? So LLM will say, okay, I still do not have all the information to answer the question. So what will I do? I will repeat the step again with this knowledge that I know which is the most populated city. Now I need to find what is the temperature in that city. What should I do? And it will use one of the tools. So what will it get reply now?
Temperature tool.
Temperature tool. Guys, are you confused? Please ask me if you have any doubt, please. So let me tell you what I have taught till now. I have taught that user will give a question. Okay. Now LLM will use its brain to LLM will use to develop logic around it. Right. Now to build those logic, it has to use some tools, because otherwise LLM will start hallucinating like multiple answers, right? So this is the prompt we are using. Answer the question that best you can. You have access to the following tools. Now these are the tools which are provided to answer a particular question, and this is the reasoning thing that we are using. Okay, so for example, the questions that started, the question that, please guys follow this once again. After this I will explain through coding, you will understand. So the original question is, what is the temperature in the most populated city? Okay, now the prompt that will go to LLM, which I just explained, that what is the temperature in the most populated city in the world, you have access to two tools. Tool 1 gives the population in any city, and tool 2 gives the temperature in any city. Provide me steps to answer this, and these are the steps LLM gave. Use tool 1 to find the populated city, and tool 2 to find the current temperature in that city. Okay, is everyone clear till this particular point?
Sadhvik, I just have one question, that in tools, in that prompt area where tools is written, so would we be passing the codes for the tools?
Will be passing code, yeah, that you will see, don't worry, that you will see. Okay, right? So now what will happen? Now let us say user asks the question, what is the temperature in the most populated city? This is the thought that is developed, that first you have to use tool 1, then you have to tool 2, right? So first it will pick the tool 1 from here. The tool 1 will be city name, it will return the city name. After the execution of tool 1, what is the result that LLM has? LLM has the result that, okay, after step 1, I know which is the most populated city in the world, correct? Now I know the most populated city. Can I answer the question right now? It will compare. LLM will compare output with this one. Now tell me, can LLM answer the question, what is the temperature, based on whatever information it has now? Tell me. And why it will not be able to answer?
No, it won't be able to answer, because the after getting the result of this, that what is the most populated, another tool would be used
Yes,
of the temperature, and
because the
then we'll get
original
the result.
question is what is the temperature in this city, right? It is not the city. So now so what will happen? This whole process, it will repeat again. This thought, action, observe, it will repeat and till you have the final answer. Okay, now it will execute the tool 2. What is the tool 2? It will give you the temperature in any city. So what will be the input? Remember, tools are just Python functions. So Python functions need an input. So what is the input? The city. Now when you provide the city, tool 2 will give you the number. It will give you some number. Let's say that temperature is 30 degrees centigrade. So your observation 1 was that Tokyo is the most populated city. Tokyo is the most populated city. Okay. And observation 2 is temperature in Tokyo is 30 degrees centigrade. Now LLM will compare this thing with the original question. Now tell me, can LLM answer the question now with this information? It knows that Tokyo is the most populated city, and it knows that the temperature in Tokyo is 30 degrees centigrade. Now if someone asks me what is the temperature in the most, it can answer. Is it correct?
Yes.
So this is how this React prompt works, that it takes a question, it decides what all steps are available to take. Those steps are called tools. Then it will use this question, thought, action, and question input, right? This is the original question. This is, okay, let's start building the thinking. Action means which tool to use. Action input means what will be the input parameter to that tool, because each tool is a function. And it will keep on looping till it knows the final answer. Okay. Once it knows the final answer, the thought will change. Earlier thought was you should always think. Now the thought has changed that I now know the final answer. So the final answer to the original question will be given. And that's it. Okay. Now here you will provide the input to the question, And this is a thing called agent scratchpad. Now, right now, understand that agent scratchpad is just a memory of whatever tasks have been done, because there can be an n number of tools, tool 1, tool 2, tool 3, right? To store all that information, you use agent scratchpad. This is just to use the memory in the chatbot. Okay, so do you guys understand this prompt now? Shall we move ahead?
Why this begin is written in between?
Begin means, okay, you have to do this. Begin given the question, just like we do here in prompt, right? That, okay, this is the tool, this is this, now tell me the answer. So this is just like that. This is no, like, you can remove that, it has no significance.
Okay.
Is it clear, everyone? This is the prompt. This is the main reason why LLMs are able to think. How AI agents work. They work on the concept of tools. They work on the concept of thought process. Right now we are building using LangChain. You can build. So like a couple of people just spoke about 𝗫_AI. 𝗫_AI is also a platform through which you can build agents. Okay, the leading multi-agent platform. So it also works on the concept of tools, agents. Just the names are different. Let me tell you. Let me show you right now. Okay. So if you go here, if you go to the documentation, right, you will see it has agents. Okay. Now each agent, if you see, has a role. What is the role? Remember, I told you for each Python function, you have to write down a description that what this particular function does, that this gives me population in any tool, right? So this is the description of that particular agent. Goal, it is somewhat similar. Backstory, okay, and then lot of parameters. So these parameters can keep on changing, but overall structure, how your answering thing is happening, it is the same only. Okay, is it clear, everyone? Shall I move to coding? Is the AI agents concept clear to everyone? How this React prompt is working, is it clear? Okay, so let us move towards solving the problem. Okay, and let's try to I will say build an application which can take this. So basically, remember, let me just run this first of all. React, right? So this is the first project that we are building. Okay. Okay. For first project, I'll explain you code in detail. For second project, I'll try to explain as much as possible code, because timing is also a restriction. Okay. So let me just show you so what we are going to build right now. Okay. Again, we will not be building the front end. So see, let me just show you before running the code. Let me show you. I ran this code, right? So it will run into an agent chain. Okay. And if you see this, what is happening, that same question I asked, right? I need to find out the total population of, so the original question that I asked was, what is the difference in population of India and US? Okay. So let's see how it is doing. I need to find out the total population of India and the number of Indian people. Sorry, the question I asked was what percentage of Indians are living in US? For example, I asked this question. Okay. So now think how this question will be answered. First, you need to find how many Indian people are there. Second, how many Indians are in US, right? Then you take a ratio of that number and you need to provide the answer. Correct? There are 3 steps. First step is, so I need to find out total population of India and number of Indian people living in the USA to calculate the percentage. So search Wikipedia, population of India. The first step was to find the population of India. It does something. Okay. Second step, find Indian population in USA, right? It found Indian population in USA. Third was just to take a basically ratio. Okay. It will use a calculator. Okay. So after that, it will provide you the answer. 0.36% of Indians are living in the USA. That's how this particular application is working. Is it clear? everyone? So let me just run and show once again. So what we are going to build. Can someone tell me any question like which I can ask? So this tool that I have built is using search tool and it is using number. So let's can you tell me any question that I can ask it? You cannot see the screen? Is my screen not visible? So okay, you ask if I give a question, what is the temperature in Delhi? In that case, the agent won't trigger that, right? The agent 2. Yes, yes. Suppose you just ask the question that I need to find the temperature in Delhi. So agent 1 is not required. It does not need to find the city because you have already provided the city, right? Is it visible, right? So let me ask it a question. Okay. What is the, for example,
What kind of question can we ask to this specific?
yeah, so this tool is used to answer only it will find something from internet and it will use some mathematical operation to multiply, divide, something like that. Okay, so let's say what is the population of Canada multiplied by 2? What is the difference of population of India and US, right? So this tool is only built for this cases. Now you can use advanced tools as well by incorporating lot of tools, but can you guys tell me a question that I can ask so that it does not look biased? That's right. Okay, so let me think. How many rivers? What is the largest population in the country? In which country?
We can also have a question like what is the minimum and maximum AQI of any city rather or any given city?
Yeah, that you can ask question. See, you can increase the coding functionality in the backend to incorporate anything that you want. Right now, I've just used a basic code to include basic functionality just to explain you the agents, right? Those functionalities you can add in the code. Okay, so let's say I ask how many what is the who won the US election? This information needs to be available as well in Wikipedia because I'm using Wikipedia for this. Okay, so we will test it out. Okay, let's test whether it runs or not. Even I don't know. Okay, how much percentage of Indians voted for winning the party? Let's see if it answers. I don't know, to be honest, right? It may or may not answer. I just don't know. It will take a while. Yeah, because it is using Wikipedia. I think that information is not available in Wikipedia till yet because I'm using a Wikipedia API call. So let me ask this thing. Who won US election? When was the last US election? Or let's say ask something else. Let's talk about India. Who won India election in 2019? Okay, and by how many votes did the winning party beat the second? Something like that. Let me ask. Let's see if it answers. See, I have not included a very complex functionality, but let's see. I think it should be able to answer, but let's see. It will take a while to run because I haven't optimized the code, but let's see what the result comes in. See, the BJP won the Indian election in this, they received these percentage of votes, the exact number of votes by which they beat the Congress is not available, right? So that because the information from which it is fetching, it does not contain that, right? That contain information. So that thing you can optimize in backend, right? But understand the functionality, that how it is breaking it down. Is it clear? So this is the first tool, and this is the second tool where you just enter someone's name. Okay, you will get his or her LinkedIn profile pic. You will get a summary. You will get some interesting facts about the person from the LinkedIn. So these two tools we have to build. For one, yeah, please.
So you told about like optimizing the code, right? So for getting the fetching the result quickly, so we need to optimize the code, or else we need to add any libraries or such to optimize.
You need to use the right API call so that you get the result. Okay, fast. So like lot of APIs, like a lot of free, like I just used a freely available API. It takes time to run. Okay, if you use a complex, if you use a very fast API, it will give you like quick results. So depends what kind of system you are using. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, so now first of all let's start building this particular application. Right, I'll code this one properly. The second one I'll explain the code so that we finish in the what is the question? How will one get to know about the APIs? I didn't get your question. So tell me what you want me to explain first, LinkedIn one, or you want me to do the other project? You guys tell me. Which API to call, that we have to decide. We have to provide to the function. I'll explain that. So let's do the LinkedIn one. Okay. See, the problem is this thing uses function calling. Okay, not all open source provide. I think Llama's latest model do that. So I need to check that. But for function calling, GPT is the best model right now. But you can check with Llama. I think they do, but not every open source do the function calling. So you will need to check which open source provide the function calling. You have to check that. Okay. But I think they do. I have seen such projects. Yes, they do. Okay, so let's do the LinkedIn project. Second one you can take as homework, or you can try to do, right? Is it clear? So let's do the LinkedIn project. Okay. So the LinkedIn project is that you enter someone's name or some specification. For example, let's say I have entered this person. So right now,
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, for this LinkedIn project, are we using the open source APIs like Llama?
I'm using GPT. You can use Llama as well.
Sir, can you then after while you are implementing it, you can say how to implement the Hugging Face API, like integrating the Llama API in this project also, sir. Like side by side, you can say.
See, a problem with that, for each of the model, right? Few functionalities of the elements that you use in the code change. Okay. So I will have to rewrite the code once again, like change the function that I'm using. So it will take time. But just for this video and try to understand using GPT API, explore on your own. Otherwise, I'll try to share the code after, like in a day or two. Is it fine?
It's fine, sir. What is the problem, right? Because now I am not able to access that open API keys. No, that's the problem, sir. But fine, if you provide the code, it is well
I'll
fine,
provide
sir.
the code. Don't worry, because the code for every LLM is little bit different, right? So
Yeah. I can understand, sir. I have struggled so many times, like
yeah. So you
so
need to see the
many projects in
documentation.
YouTube and all. So they are
Correct.
using open API.
Right. So you need to check which model supports like what kind of thing. So we will see that. So don't worry, I'll provide that. Okay. Now for this, right now I have made a static call, because using all this, building all this takes a lot of takes some money, right? You have to do a lot of API calls. So I just made a static call, but I'll explain how you can make it dynamic. I'll make dynamic calls as well, but right now this is static. So you enter anyone's name here, okay, or for example, let's say 𝗪𝗏, and you just enter his company name or something, and it will give you his LinkedIn profile pic. It will give you interesting facts. It will give his summary. Okay. Now, based on whatever we have discussed, you guys tell me, okay, what is the feature? Let's first of all discuss the feature of the application, that you are entering anyone's name or some parameters. Okay. For example, you just enter anyone's name is, let's say, you entered 𝗪𝗏 and you just entered his, for example, his company name or something. So what is happening? It is generating, first of all, you're getting a, let's say you're getting a URL, basically you're getting a profile pic, correct? You are getting summary of his LinkedIn. Remember, this summary is from his LinkedIn. This is not a summary about him in general. This is whatever is mentioned on LinkedIn. And third is 2 interesting facts. Okay. So right now I'm showing you through LinkedIn, but you can do it across any social media. You can use Twitter, you can use YouTube, you can use Snapchat, or any, like, what you have to make, you can integrate all that once, that okay, whenever you enter anyone's name, the model will search across all your social media handles and it will provide you a summary based on whatever post you have done, right? You can add more functionality to this, that okay, what type of post he like, what type of person he is, you can predict everything. But right now I'm just building this. Now, based on whatever discussion we had today, tell me, how will you build this application? Think and tell me. I want to hear before I start coding. I will explain API and all, everything, don't worry. But first tell me, how will you build this application? You are given someone's name, you have to fetch all its information.
So
Yes, sir.
first tool will be searching for the first name and the last name.
Okay.
And the parameters we have already provided. 𝗪𝗏 is the first name, and so basically the search functionality will be the step 1.
So what will you search in the search functionality?
So I'll search for the first name and the last name.
Okay. After that, what will be the expected output from that?
So I'll have to give the constraints, right? Like what first name am I searching? Because otherwise it'll search for any first name and any last name. It'll just give random results.
Many 𝗪𝗏𝗁, right? It is not the only one. Okay.
Yeah, it'll return multiple 𝗪𝗏𝗁, right?
Right. Correct. Okay.
So
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. I don't expect you to know the final answer. Don't worry. I'll tell you. Anyone? Any other thought?
Sir,
Yes.
can you repeat the question?
Question is, this is the application that I'm building, where you will enter anyone's name, you will get his profile pic, LinkedIn profile pic, his summary about his LinkedIn profile, and third is 2 interesting facts about the person.
Sir, like we will first in API endpoint, we will first just
Let's not talk about API. Just tell me how. Yeah, okay. Tell me about API.
okay, then we will go to that page, and after that we will scrap all the data.
Okay.
We will scrap all his profile, and we can store it in a buffer or anything, and we can take the important points, whatever we want.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to do. I'm going to break it in. So remember, as a developer, you need to break these things on your own first. Your code will not, because the tools and all that which you will define in the backend, you need to know. Remember, that's why I say AI is built by humans only, right? It's not that like they can overpower or something, because whatever functionality your AI application is going to have, it is being built by me or whoever the developer is, right? So the tools and all that, whoever is building is you. So you control AI. It's not that AI control you. First of all, right? If someone tells you this thing in future, just slap them. Okay. So thing is that so how I'm breaking down this, there can be multiple ways to solve this particular problem. How I am going to break this is, I get a user name. Okay. Step 1 I'm going to do is, using name, I want to get the URL of his LinkedIn page. Okay. Is it fine?
Sir, what if they have like there are multiple accounts?
So that's what I'm telling you. What you need to do, that this gives multiple. So whenever you are entering name, don't enter the name only. Sometimes you need to enter his company name as well, so that that person comes at top. Okay. Just like you do on Google, right? For example, let's say you just search the word Rahul. There will be so many Rahul. You want a specific person, you will write down Rahul Microsoft. Then it will give you, most probably it will give you Rahul Microsoft at the top, right? Something like that.
It again matches.
So you then you further you have to provide another categorization.
Okay. Okay.
Right. That's how you search on LinkedIn as well. If you go to LinkedIn search, if I just go to LinkedIn, right? I just search someone by name Rahul, right? So many people will come. How will you drill down to a single thing? You have to increase your search context, right?
Okay. Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So based on whatever the name or information person is providing, I have to generate one single URL. Is it fine?
Okay.
Now, once I have that URL, I have, through this URL, I will scrape the data. Okay. What is scraping? Getting all the information on that web page and store somewhere. Okay. Once I store it, it will have a lot of information. I'll show you what all information are present once you scrape it. Once you scrape this information, you use an. So now, can you tell me what will you do to get two interesting facts and summary of the person's profile page? What will you do now? Now that you have the scraped data.
Sir, we will just go through that data, and means we will just go through the data, or we will just search it. Like we will search with the keyword. Like we want this kind of fact. Whenever we scrap the data, we usually do with the hyperlink, like H1.
You have scraped the data. You have scraped the data. You have the data.
So we will pass that scrap data into a summarization API.
Let me show you. The scraped data looks like this, which I scraped.
Okay, it's a JSON format. We will directly search it, and we can go to that. Like in experiences, I can directly search on experiences, and I can take all the things.
But you want to provide it in a good format.
So for that, like we need to means like build an ETL pipeline.
Take this don't use any pipeline. Take this storage, whatever you have. Okay.
Buffer.
Pass it to an LLM. Say that through this you are given this particular text about a person. Generate generate what thing? Generate interesting fact. Okay. And summary. You can add in anything. It is not necessarily interesting. You can generate what type of person is, whatever you can ask. So based on whatever data is available through scraping, LLM will provide you the result. Is it clear?
Got it, sir. Got it, sir.
So that's what I have done. If you see in this particular tool, this is the data, right, which is present here. Okay, I passed it to LLM, and LLM generated this for me. That okay, this is the profile summary. This is interesting. You can play around with it. You can add any feature that you want. Okay, once you have the scraped data available, you can play and do anything around it. Okay.
So here we are using two agents, right? So one is for just
one agent will be for the URL. Okay. One will
second for summarizing an interesting fact.
No, one is for URL, another is for scraping the data. For storing the LLM, I don't need an agent. I'll make it in a single call only. You will see that.
Okay.
So these.
Okay.
Yeah, please. Okay, is it clear?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Now, yeah, please. Someone raised a hand, please.
So I have a question here that when we are using that stored data and passing it to the LLM, can we think it in the way that it's being used as a RAG, like we are finding the answer?
Like a RAG. This is just like a RAG.
Okay.
So what you can do, you can store it in a document. Then if you want only the relevant context about the person, for example, let's say the most interesting, then RAG will pick only the most interesting part and it will pass to LLM. Those things we can do. But we just need
So is there a difference between it being like doing it directly or doing it through RAG, or is it the same only? Like
no, ideally you have to do RAG, but because see, this text is small only. If you see, the token size is not very much. So I will directly pass to LLM.
yeah.
LLM will understand. But what if there were like 10,000 words? I would not be able to pass to LLM directly. Correct?
So we'll be storing it first.
So then you will use the vector database to store it and chunk it, and then based on user question, pick the right right information from the document.
Okay, got it.
Is
Thank
it
you.
clear? Right now the data is less. That's why I'm just passing to LLM. Otherwise, like when you will build application in your companies, you will have to use RAG. But this is just to explain you that how things are working. Because my main objective is to explain you the agents, right? Getting information that you can do. Is it clear? Any doubt? Yeah, please. Someone raised a hand. Please ask.
Sir, no, just I was supposed to ask about the vector database. So how the data was storing, like just.
I'm not storing data in vector database right now. We can store it, but again, this is not a RAG workshop. That I explain how to store that I explain in a RAG, right? But right now I'm just passing whatever text I have. I'll just straight away pass to LLM.
Okay, sir.
Because generally 8,000 tokens, up to 8,000 token, it's fine. There's no problem. So this is good for me. Okay. So is it clear the architecture to everyone of the application, that a username will come? I have two tools. Remember, one tool is used to create URL from your name that is given. Second tool will be used to scrape the data from that, right? And after that, we will use LLM to generate things. Okay. All good? Shall I start building the project?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's go towards building.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. So right now we got two steps, right? First, we are generating URL based on based on the name, whatever the first name and last name. So so this every time there will be different URLs for different 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏
get you the LinkedIn URL, not the other URL.
Yeah, but I mean to say, 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏s, there can be 4-5 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏𝗪s on LinkedIn. One
So
is a
that's
team
why I
lead,
told
other
you
is a
you have
product
to increase
manager.
your search window. Not if you are not finding the 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏𝗪, you know. Tell me how you search anyone on LinkedIn. Tell me. Suppose you have to search for a person called Rahul. You know, which he's your friend. You want to search him. How do
Yeah,
you,
Rahul from say Microsoft.
so let's say first you will search Rahul. You will not see. You will see multiple results. Okay. Suppose I go here. Let's say I search Rahul. Okay. So
Yeah.
there are so many Rahul. How do I know which one to search? What will I will do? I'll okay. To Rahul.
I'll apply a last name. I know the last name of. I know his
Let's
last
say
name.
your
Suppose
last name. Let's say call. What is the last name? Tell me. Let's
Deshpande. Suppose.
Deshpande. Okay. Still there are multiple Rahuls.
Yeah. Correct.
So you need to increase your search context window.
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
Right. So that's
Correct.
what you
Correct.
do in the tool as well. Okay. So right
So
now,
this one, you are saying that after applying those refinements and all, then we will arrive up to a single URL.
yes, yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
got it.
See what will happen. Suppose I just enter 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏. Okay. It can give me some other profile. Okay. Then I will search again. I'll increase the context window 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏. So let's see. Where is he working right now? Okay. 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏. Okay. Let's say he is there. Okay. Now, what do you do? Let's say he has mentioned few things about himself. So I'll just study what is his latest company, Randstad Enterprise. Okay. And or his company Conduent, right? So what I will do, I will 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏 Conduent. or rand stand, whatever, right? If I still
Yeah,
do not
got it.
find, I will
Yeah.
keep on
Hmm.
giving till I get the person.
Got it. Yeah. Hmm.
So that's how LinkedIn works, right? So
Yeah.
that's what even I am building. Is it clear?
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Any doubt, anyone? Please tell me. Are you guys with me? I just need like a few more minutes to build this, because I really want to show you the coding part as well, because there is still a lot of concept that I have just explained AI agents theoretically. Practically, I'm yet to show. Okay. Okay, so let's start building the project. Okay, all good. Please don't hesitate in asking questions, because if you're given 3 hours on a weekend, so please make sure it's worth it. Okay, so first of all, let me just I need to copy the API key. So let me just copy any API. So, okay, I'll show you how to create API key as well. So first of all, what I need to do, let's create a folder at my desktop. So let's call it LinkedIn search. Okay, I have just named it. Okay, it is already present. So LinkedIn search. Okay, this is the folder LinkedIn search. It is present on my desktop. You can place it anywhere. It's totally up to you. I will use the VS Code. So what is this first step? Can you guys tell me, those who have attended who have built applications earlier?
So we need to create a environment.
We need to first create a virtual environment, right? Virtual environment is basically used so that your download system do not interact with others, and your code does not hamper. So is this much zoom is okay, or I need to zoom in a little bit more? Tell me, please. Is this much zoom okay, or I need to zoom in more for the screen?
Okay.
Is it okay, right? So what I will do, I will first of all go to desktop, CD desktop. CD means change. See, I'll be rushing on these steps because I have explained them earlier as well. If this is totally new for you, just try to understand what I'm doing. All right, you can refer to other video later on. So here I will go to desktop, and in the desktop, what was the folder name? LinkedIn_search. Okay, I will enter that. Now what I will do, let's go into this desktop LinkedIn search. Let me open this particular folder. Okay. Terminal. So this is my folder. Now what I need to do, I need to create a Python environment. So I'll do Python 3m_env. Let's call it LinkedIn. Okay, this is the environment that I created, and I need to activate now. I'm using Mac. In Mac, you use source. In Windows, you use scripts. Okay, so source, this environment name, that is LinkedIn pin/activate. Okay, so when you see this icon, it means your virtual environment is activated. Now what I need to do, I need to create an environment file, because I need to store my API keys. So I will do .env. Okay, here I need to store my OpenAI key. For example, OpenAI_API_key equal to this. So first of all, let's go and how to get the OpenAI key. So I'll go to openai.com products. I've shown these steps earlier as well, if you guys have attended. Login. So let me just log out. Let me just go to my thing. So continue with Google. To open a new web. Wait a second. OpenAI products API login through Google. Okay, so I'm inside OpenAI platform. So how to get key? You have to go here. You have to go to your profile. Okay, this is the thing, API key. Before API key, just ensure you have enough money in your account, because it costs money to run that. So I'll go to billing. I'll check. Okay, I have $2, so I might need to refill it. Okay, so just give me 2 seconds. I'll stop sharing my screen for a moment. Okay, I'll just add some money there. Yeah, I have my details shared there. That's why. So let me add some balance there. Okay, so now I'm sharing my screen again. Is my screen visible now?
It's loading. Yeah, it's visible.
So, right, so I have just added $10, so I have $12. It is more generally to like you don't need this much, but because we'll be making, I just made a lot of API calls today. That's why I just like spend around $10 today. But generally, if you just for testing purposes, I think $5 at max is good. Okay, so API keys. Yeah, so where do we need to go? Sorry, your profile. You'll see user API keys here. Okay, these are the API keys I've already created. You can create a new or you can revoke a previous one. So I'll create a new API key. Okay, let's call it LinkedIn search. Okay, so create a new secret key and I will copy it. Remember, this API key you cannot access later on, so you have to copy and store somewhere. So I just copied this API key. Okay, and then I will go to my code. Where is my code? It's here. Okay, so I will store here. Okay, so this is it. Now this is my OpenAI key. I just want to check if so I need to load it. So what I will do, let's create main.py. I just want to check if everything is, if my API key is loading in my system, right? So what I need to do, I need to install a library, pip install python.env. Okay, this is used to store. So why we need environment file? Because this API key passwords you don't want to use again in code, right? You just want to use them by using this variable. Okay, so that's why you need to load these particular API keys, these values in your code. So how do you do that? From .env import load.env. Okay, and then you will write load.env, and you will also import OS. OS means operating system. Okay, so now what you will do, I just want to check if my OpenAI is printing. So what I will do, I'll just write down a print statement. Okay, OS dot environment. Okay, and in environment you need to provide the string. So what is the name of this OpenAI API key? So let me search this. Okay, environment object. So I can use a get environment method as well. OS dot get env. Okay, and I will pass OpenAI key. Okay, function object is not subscriptable. Okay, I might not be using the correct get env.api key.
I think instead of brackets, like square brackets, there would be parentheses.
It is asking a string, so I can provide as a string. I don't need a bracket, I think. Like these things, it's fine even. See, now I got it, right? So what is happening now? If you see, whenever I'm printing it, it is giving. So whenever I will just use this word OpenAI key. Okay, and whenever I use this, this is returning me my API key. Correct? That's how you use the code. What do you mean by loading the environment variables? Okay, is it clear? Okay, now let's go back to the architecture. What is our architecture? User will submit his name, right? When user enters his name, what we have to do? What? So first we need to generate URL from that, correct? Second, you need to generate you need to scrape data from URL. Is it clear? Any doubt, anyone? So these are my two tools technically, correct? Two tools. Now, what are tools eventually?
Small functions or programs.
These are just Python functions. So I'll create two Python functions, one which will give me URL based on from name, and second which will give me scrape data for me based on URL. So let's first start building this this thing where you give a name and you will get a URL for that person. Okay, so I'll create a new folder which is called as tools. Okay, inside tools I'll create first tool will be my, tell me which will be my first. You can call it LinkedIn URL. Okay, you can call it LinkedIn URL .py. Okay, is it clear, everyone? Any doubt? Please ask me if you have any doubt. Okay. And parallelly, I need to do one more thing. I didn't do that. I need to install some like dependencies. So I will be using a file requirements.txt.txt. So instead of typing pip install every time here, you just write down all the things that you need to download, import. You just write down them here. So what you will do, for example, let me just think what I need. LangChain. Okay, I need LangChain OpenAI. I need Python.env. I have already done. Okay, that's fine. One more thing, I need LangChain community. Yes. So these things, see, I remember because I have coded this thing multiple times, but you will have to search and see, okay, which thing I have to download, right? So this is a hit and trial thing. Like you keep on searching, you do something, then you search internet, or maybe based on your knowledge, right? Then you keep on doing those things. So LangChain_community. Okay, so what you will do, all the things are here only. You'll press a Control S, and there you will go pip install. Now you will say our requirements.txt. What this will do, it will install everything that you have mentioned in this particular text file all at once. So you don't need to type again and again. Okay, see, it is installing everything for me. Right, please, because I am in the coding window, I do not know if you guys are having doubts. So do ask me, but don't just type. Please like ask as well if you don't understand anything, right? So now I have installed. Now I need to create my first tool, which is LinkedIn URL. Now point comes that how do I get, like, I want to enter a name and I want to get its URL. Now this is a search functionality, right? That eventually what is happening in the backend, you are searching its name on internet, and you will get a lot of result, and you want to get the URL of the person, correct? So what you have to do, I mean, you have to use some third-party additional thing to get this. So here comes the concept of APIs. First of all, let's understand what is APIs. And I'm explaining in very basic detail. I'm not going in too much depth. Okay, how do softwares basically interact with each other? This is software 1. Okay, this is software 2. Okay, now they do not understand natural I mean human language, right? They communicate through each other in some formatting. Okay, this is called API, application programming interface. I think this is the definition. So they talk in terms of, so for example, let's say S1 has to request something from S2, or S2 has to give back something to S1. So there are two things. One is called a request schema. Okay, one is called a response schema. Okay, it tells that S1 will tell S2 that, hey, I want these details in this particular format, please provide me. Okay, so what that format is a JSON. Remember, I have told multiple times that SQL databases that you see only comprise 20 to 30% in the world. Most of the data is in the NoSQL or JSON format. Okay, NoSQL or JSON format, whatever you are going to work. So what it will say that, okay, hey, I want 3 details. I want ID of a person. I want his location. I want his IP address. Okay. So it will go in form of JSON schema. What is a JSON schema? JSON schema is like this. If you see here, like it is just a dictionary. Those who know Python dictionary, this is just a Python dictionary. So there will be key, there will be a value. There will be key, there will be a value. Something like this will be there. So it will say that, okay, I want these details. So this is a request schema. Okay. Now this information will go from here to here. Now this has to reply to this. It will reply in a response schema. Okay. A response schema will also be a JSON. It might be different from this, could be the similar, something like this, right? So that's how softwares interact. That is called API. So that's all you need to know. So whatever response you get through API comes in form of a JSON. Okay. Is it clear, everyone? Anyone, any doubt?
Just want to confirm one thing, that it could be JSON or it could be not JSON. Like both things are possible, right? For request and response schema.
See, it goes into JSON only. These things work on JSON format only.
Okay.
All the requesting thing that you see, they do not go in SQL or structured data. They all is unstructured data. Okay, so they go in JSON format only. So whatever response you are going to get, every time API has to be made from paid version of Open. If you are using OpenAI, then yes, sure, please. If you are using OpenAI, you have to pay. All right. If you are using any latest model, you have to pay. You can use Llama or some other model if you want to. If you don't want to pay. Okay. Thing is that OpenAI, in terms of reasoning capabilities, it is the best model. That's why I'm using it. Okay. So now remember, I want a name. I want an API which will take a name and it will provide me URL. So for this, there is an application, a website which is called Tavily. Okay, Tavily.com. This is one of the best. There are a lot of things. There are a lot of search tools available in market. You can use them, but I'm going to use Tavily. Okay. So if you go, so connect your LLM. So this is specially built for LLM. Okay, this is not just a regular web search. This is specially built for LLM. Connect your LLM to the web. So I'll log in through it. So this is the window. It looks like it gives you 1,000 requests free of cost. Okay. After that, they charge you money. So if you see, I have utilized 171 requests so far. I have like 800 pending. Now here is the API key. Okay. This is the API key of your, so you can unlock it. You can copy the API key from here. You can change it as well. Suppose by mistake you revoked it, right? So you have to, you can change it from here. Now let's see how this particular tool works. So you will go to API Playground. Here, remember I told you about the response schema. So I will, you will not be able to see the request schema, but you will be able to see the response schema, how anything is responding. So for example, let's say I search anyone. Can you tell me someone else's name? Like I have searched Shagun more than enough. Anyone else? Just tell me their name, please. Narendra Modi. I mean, why you want to search for Narendra Modi's LinkedIn? Let's search for some business person, if possible. Let's search for. Can you tell me anyone else's name, please?
Andrew NG.
Yeah, Andrew. Let's do Andrew NG, Narayan Murthy or Nitish Singh. For example, let's do. Where is it? Okay, Andrew. I think all of you know who's Andrew NG, right? He's he's a very good, like famous data scientist, machine learning person, researcher basically. So you will put the query here. Okay. Now API key I'm using by default. Search topic. So whether you want to, yeah, deep learning, yes. So whether you want news in response or you just want general answers. So I'll select that. Then I want to include answers. If you want to include images, you can click that too. If you want image description, that is available in a paid version. I don't want that. So let's only have the answers. Okay. Now what will happen? This is sent request. Remember I told you there's a request schema and a response schema. So right now I'm sending a request. You will not be able to see, but you will be able to see the response schema. So I sent this. Now you'll see the response here. Okay. See, it has provided me the response. Now let's see what this response is. If you see, this is a JSON object. This is the query that you did, 𝗪𝗵𝘁. I did here. Follow. Now things came. Now first answer came, 𝗪𝗵𝘁 is a British American computer, something like that. Okay, that's fine. Results. See, I got a title. I got a URL of his. He has a Coursera course, right? So I got a link to his Coursera. Then some content. This is a scoring. Remember, this is a semantic score matching that generally happens. Okay, so this is that. Similarly, you will get lot of information about him from internet. You will get this link, this link, this link, right? Now, because this person is available lot of places, LinkedIn is not the first link that you are getting, correct? You are getting a lot of links, his personal courses, but you are getting a LinkedIn link here as well. If you see, this is this LinkedIn link. Now let's search someone who is, for example, not this much famous, a regular normal person, right? Will look like. So let's search anyone, for example, what we were searching on LinkedIn that time. Rahul. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, please.
So Satvik, Tavily is being used for web scraping. So it's
no, this is not web scraping. This is web search. There's different.
Web search.
Web search and web scrape are different. You are just searching the internet. Scrape is when you pull data from those websites.
Okay, so how is Tavily like different? Like we can use Google also for this.
But Google does not provide its API, no, free of cost.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Google will not provide it, sir, because if you take Google search engine and you optimize in your own website, you will also start competing with Google, right? So these big companies, they do not provide their search capabilities.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
So which tool you're using for which library you're using for web scraping in the other project?
I'm using 𝗪𝗏𝘁. I'll tell about that.
Okay.
Okay. So let's say, I mean, I'm not able to remember. Let's search 𝗪𝗏𝗲𝗏 only. Okay, eventually 𝗪𝗏𝗲𝗏. Okay. I search this. Okay, I'll send this request. Now if you see what I got, I have got some information. I got his Instagram URL. Okay, he has written somewhere else as well. He got some information. I got his Facebook. I got some of his LinkedIn post, and I have got his LinkedIn profile as well here, right? So suppose there are a lot of answers possible. So what you can go below and you can change the number of responses. Let's say you want top 10 answers. Okay, because if that person is very famous, he might be available in other places as well. So LinkedIn link might come little below, not in the top 5. Okay, so that thing you can optimize. Is it clear how this Tavily is working? Any doubt, anyone? Okay, let's search Narayana Murthy as well if you want to. Narayana Murthy. Remember, all this costs money. Every API call that you send, it costs money. Right now it's free because there are 1,000 calls free. After that, it costs you money. Okay, so search on, like, you should know how to build it. Eventually, these API keys come whichever company you are going to work for, they will provide you that. Okay, so you don't need to spend from your own pocket. So see, Narayana Murthy, you got Indian IT pioneer. Okay, Infosys founder. You got Britannica. You got Wikipedia for him. You got Indian Express. Now suppose I deep down my search LinkedIn. Let's see what it comes now. See, you have got this thing, 𝗪𝗵𝘁. Now let's copy this URL. Let's see if it really opens. Even I don't know. Okay, let's see if it opens. It will open, by the way. I've checked it, but just to show you guys. So it has, wait a second. So let me check some other link which is present there, right? So see, some other 𝗪𝗵𝘁 has come in. Okay, so these things keep on happening. Remember, I told you that you have to like load down your Infosys founder, something like those things you have to write down. Okay, but is it clear? The concept is clear that how we are getting. So we are using Tavily API to get the URL from any given name. So if I told you earlier as well, if 500 profiles came, you need to narrow down your search. You need to add more parameters to it. Let's say 𝗪𝗵𝘁, Infosys, then founder. How you search on LinkedIn. You search on LinkedIn, for same name, multiple people are there, right? You need to narrow down your search. That's what you need to do here as well. On Google as well, you cannot, if you just enter one person's name, you will not get it. You will have to narrow down your search, right? So now let's go to the code. Now let's start building this. Okay. So first of all, what comes is in Tavily, they have this API. Okay. So you need to use this API. I will copy this API key from here. Okay. And I will paste in my code. So where do I need to paste in my code? Where I used environment file. Okay. So I will use this. Okay. So Tavily underscore API underscore key equal to, I'll paste the link here. Okay. Is it clear? So now I have to build this tool or function basically so that I can get the information. So I will write down, first of all, I will import OS because I have to get the environment variable. Okay. Then I will use from .env import load.n. This is used to import the environment variable. So load.n, you have to write this much to load the environment variable. Now I will be importing some other libraries as well. So first of all, I need to import this Tavily search, right? This is present inside LangChain because this is built by LangChain. So from LangChain underscore community, okay, dot tools dot Tavily search, okay, import Tavily search results. This is the class which we will be using, Tavily search results. Yeah. Okay, and then I have to import from LangChain underscore, wait a second, I think it is not present, LangChain underscore core dot tools import tool. Okay. So remember, tool and functions, although they are technically different. So basically function is your body that is doing the work. A tool is a wrapper around your function. Okay. So remember, when you have to use functions in your like codes or somewhere, so like we play, especially in LLMs. So what you do, you create a function somewhere. Okay. Suppose like you have something, right? You have to gift something to someone. You put the things in a box, right, in a wrapper, and you put a wrapper around it, right? So this is the function. Now once you have wrapped around it, this is called a tool. Okay, is it clear? So you will create a function first and then you will create a tool around it. That's how you are going to do. Is it okay? Is the difference between function and tool clear? Functions,
I don't understand the wrapper thing. Like,
wrapper is nothing, like for example, you have to gift something to someone. Okay, let's say you have
so how do we do that? Like
I'll tell you how to do that. Don't worry, that I will explain in code. So you will create a function. I'm just telling the architecture. I'll create a function first, then I will convert it into a tool. Okay, what is wrapper? Suppose you have to gift some sweets to someone. What do? You put sweets somewhere in box, and then you put a gift wrapper around it, right? So wrapper is just that. How you're packaging thing as a tool. Inside it a function. It is a function only. Is it clear? Any doubt, anyone on this point? Wrapped with it, wrapped is just a word. Basically, we are putting a function inside a tool, right? So this is just, we are wrapping a function with a tool. So this, it means just that. This is a function, and around it we are creating it. If I will call my gift, how will, now you will call your gift with that tool name. I didn't get your point. See, instead of directly calling the function, now you will call the tool. Remember I explained. So when you will run the tool, eventually tool will run the function only itself. That's how it is going to work. Is it clear? So see, tool is just a name. Basically, think of like this only, that you have a function. You don't want to use this LangChain does not allow to use function directly. It says convert that function in a tool. Okay, so that's it. So now let's do this thing. So what we will do, okay, we have to create a function, right? So let's create a function def, okay, get LinkedIn underscore URL. Okay, so let's say this is the, what is the input to this? It is a string, correct? So let's say I put person puts the name and he gets the LinkedIn URL. Okay, so now you have to write down a doc string here. Doc string means the function definition. Okay, so this now remember, someone asked me that how LLM decides whether to use this tool or not. It is the description that you are going to write down here. Okay, this function searches for the LinkedIn URL. Okay, this is the description of this particular function. Now let's start building. So it's simple. Remember, we are using Tavily search results, so it will directly give you that. You just need to create an object search equal to Tavily search results. Okay, so you take that. Okay, and then what you will do, you will do, let's say res equal to search dot run. Okay, and then you will pass inside a this, what is the argument? Name that we created. So what you're doing, you're using this particular name, you're passing this inside this particular code, running this, and then you just have to return res. Okay, that's it. So this is the function that you have created. Now let's test it out. Okay, so let's print get LinkedIn URL. Okay, and let's pass someone's name. So for example, let's say I just passed Shagun Nagpal. Okay, you can try with your own multiple names, right? It's fine. So I'm using this function to call this particular thing. Now let's see what result do I get. So it is running. See, it has provided me a result. Now if you see, this is the result. It has URL, content this. Okay, it has so this is the first object. This is a list. This is the first URL. This is the second URL. Okay, if you see, this is the third URL. This is the fourth. Facebook, something like this is coming. Okay, here LinkedIn, some search is coming. If you see, right? So and are able to see, that's how you're able to retrieve the results from this. Okay, so the 5 results came in, and yeah, please, someone is asking anything.
Sir, like where you have put the API key of this Tavily?
So it is present here. If like by default, it takes this name. Okay, if you do not provide the name, by default it assumes. You can provide that as well.
Okay,
Yes. It is by default the parameter is going inside it.
Okay.
Okay, So now the step one was to create the function. I've created the function. What is my step two?
So here the Tavily will be acting as an agent.
Yeah, Tavily is my agent.
Okay.
Yes. So what will be my step two? I've created the function. Tell me.
We have to make it into a tool.
Convert function to a tool. Okay. So how to convert function to a tool? It's like we can simply. So we'll create a tool variable. Let's say LinkedIn underscore URL. So remember, if you see, I have imported a class tool from here. Okay. Let me just see. Yeah, this is a tool. This is the right class. Okay. I've imported this class tool from here. I will use this. So what I will do, I'll say tool. Okay. And then I'll open brackets. Inside this, I have to pass a lot of parameters, couple of parameters. The first parameter is that you need to provide what is your function name. Okay. So let's call the function name. You can call it anything. This is get LinkedIn URL. Okay. Or you can say it anything. It does not need to be your original function name. You can call it anything. So let's write down search Google for LinkedIn profile. Let's say this is the name of this particular tool. Okay. Second thing, main comes which function you want to activate here. Func equal to. So what will go inside here? Tell me. This function will be the eventually the function that
Get
will be
LinkedIn URL.
Right, this inside this tool. So it has to be this get LinkedIn URL. Okay. Done. Now comes the very important part, description, because based on this and this, LLM will decide whether to use this tool or not. Okay. So I will write down this tool is useful when you need to search LinkedIn profile URL. Let's something like this. Okay. Or let's say for a, you can say for a user. Is it clear? The tool that I've created. Now this tool is created.
Just one question. Tool is under which library of Python?
Tool is not inside Python. If you see, I'm importing tools from LangChain.
Okay, LangChain. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Is it clear? I create a function and I created a tool around it. All clear? Any doubt, anyone? Before I move to the web scraping part, now I'm moving to web scraping part. Tell me. Yes, LinkedIn URL is the wrapper. This profile that I've created, this tool name, this is the wrapper around the function. Yes, the description has to be extensive, but this much description is good. We have mentioned that this tool is useful when you need to search LinkedIn profile URL for a user. Okay. Is it clear, everyone? Shall I move to the web scraping?
I have a note here.
Yeah.
So from the function get LinkedIn URL, you are supposed to get the LinkedIn URL, right?
Yes.
But we are getting the whole.
Yeah. So basically, that data will go to LLM. LLM will fetch URL from that.
Oh, so okay.
So there can be multiple methods. You can fetch directly as well. For example, you can simply pass a parameter, it will give you URL, or you can simply give to LLM. LLM will generate for you. I'll show you. Okay. So you will give the whole that context to LLM. LLM will find where the LinkedIn URL is, and it will generate for you. Okay. So this is the LinkedIn URL search. This is the first agent you can see. So now let's move to the second tool that we have to create. The second tool is 𝗵𝗹_cie. Okay. Now web scraping, again, you need a tool, you need a function that takes URL as an input, right, and generates you the. So you need a function that basically takes URL and it scrapes the data on that page and provide you. This is what you want, correct? So for this we are going to use 𝗪𝗁. So it pulls rich data about people and companies. Okay, so you provide any information, it will provide a lot of information to you. So I'll simply go to dashboard. Now this is little like for Tavily there were 1000 searches free. For 𝗪𝗁, these many searches are not free, only 10 searches are free. Okay, that's why remember I told you I made a static page. This is the reason I made a static page, because every time I have to call my limit of 10 searches will get utilized, right? So I'll tell you how I created a static page. So remember, this is the dashboard where you will go for 𝗪𝗁. So you will have this API. Generally you will get 10 credit balance. It means I have 62 API calls pending, but actually I added a couple of dollars here, that's why I'm getting. Otherwise you get only $10. Sorry, 10 API calls, only 10 API calls. Okay, so this is only for testing purpose. If you really want to use, then you will have to pay. So there is a way around that. I will show you. Okay, so how does it work? If you go to this docs, okay, and suppose you want to search people, it will give you a Python and shell script. You just need to have the Python script from here. Okay, and you need to take, so they provide this, see, they'll give a parameter this, okay, and you just provide, and they will scrape the data for you. I'll show you how they scrape it, but that's how they do. Now coming to the API, there are remember I told about API that they are basically ways to fetch data across internet. There are 4 methods, like there are a lot of generally, but few methods. One is .get, okay, one is .put, another is like there are few, even I forgot, like if someone remembers, do let me know. This is used to pull the data from a web page. Okay, this is used to push the data to a web page. Okay, so this is, if you want to pull data from a web page, what you will do, you will do request.get, and if you have to put something, you will do request.put. Plus there are a lot of commands, like this is not an API class, but I'm just telling you these methods you should I mean you need to, even if you don't know API completely, these methods it will be better if you guys know. Okay, so I will simply copy this, tweak this code a little bit and show you how scraping works. So let's go to this webscrape.py. I know a lot of information, this for you guys is new, but try to bear with me. You don't need to remember all these codes. First of all, just understand the architecture. Okay, so import request, I need to provide my API key, for example. So API key I will get from here. I'll go to 𝗪𝗁 dashboard. This is my API key, so I will copy it. So first of all, let me put in the environment variable. Okay, so that I can access it. So this is, yeah, so proxy curl underscore API underscore key equal to, this is my 𝗪𝗁 API. Okay, so now let's go to web scrape. I will just write down my, for the time being, I'm just writing down my API key directly here. This is the code that they have provided. Now I don't need all this information like LinkedIn, like I don't need all this information, correct? I only have to scrape data from the LinkedIn. Is it clear? So I will have to tweak this a little bit. This API key, this is header. Yeah, please ask me.
Sir, like from where did you got this code? Like on the website where?
On the website, I don't remember this code. If you go on the website, they have given this code. You can directly copy. See, you don't need to remember all these codes. These companies, these web pages, they provide all the documentation on their website that how do you integrate this particular thing on your code, right? So even I don't remember these codes. You just have to go to the website, copy it.
Okay.
Is it
like
fine?
even I am their websites. The dashboard is different from you and mine. That's good.
For this website?
Yeah.
It could be because we're in different countries. It could be. It is possible.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. So let's come here. So let's do one thing. API underscore. So response equal to request at API input params. In params, I can provide a key. Yeah. So let's do the URL. Suppose I want to scrape data from this particular website. Let's say I go to this is 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏's LinkedIn page. So I copy the LinkedIn URL from here. Okay. And I just go to the web, this particular thing in the URL, I just copy it. Okay. That's how it is done. API endpoint response. Yeah, let's see what comes. Even I don't know. Print response. Okay. Wait a second, let me clear it. Okay, so response, and you have to put dot content, I think. Sorry, it's underscore content. Yeah. So suppose it will scrape the data for you from the website. Now let's see what it comes. See, now this has web scraped the whole data for you. Do you see this? From that LinkedIn page, it has scraped the whole data for me. If you see this, now what all things are coming? This is the variable, his name. After that, it has given me a profile pic URL. If you see this, right? Now let's click on this. Where does it take me to his profile pic? Let's see. See, it has taken me to his profile pic, right? Similarly, there are a lot of things like first name is 𝗪𝗏, last name is 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏, full name is this, occupation. This everything that you will find on his LinkedIn page is scraped and present in this particular data. Okay. Is it clear? Guys, any doubt till this point?
Did we use like the LinkedIn URL wala code in this code?
This is LinkedIn URL.
Okay, we directly wrote that.
I'm just showing you. If you get URL, that's how you will generate. Okay. I will integrate that. Don't worry. I'm just showing that URL you'll get from this particular code, right? And then what you will do, you will use this code to generate to basically scrape the data. Correct? Is it clear, everyone? Any doubt? Please tell me. Now the problem is with this is that this proxy curl is a very I'm telling you for you guys, like when you guys practice this on your own system, this is a paid, like it's a very free things are very less available, right? So what do you want to do? You will create a static page so that you do not call API again and again, right? So for that, what you have to do, let me tell you, you copy the whole content that is present here. Okay. So we generated this whole result, right? So let me do one thing. Just let me results. I'll run the results once again. Okay. It will scrape the data for me. Correct. I will copy the whole data, whatever it has scraped for me, till this particular. And what will I do? I will go here to ChatGPT, or you can use, there are like lot of, this is JSON lint available, or you can directly go to ChatGPT. For example, please convert below text to a proper JSON schema. Okay, although it is JSON schema, but it will validate if there is any issue, it will fix it. Okay. Some issue is coming. The message you submitted was too long. Please reload the and submit. Okay. So I think because this one is basic ChatGPT, but generally what will happen, let me tell you, that when you will put to ChatGPT, it will reply you with a whole schema like this. You'll get, remember I showed you, you'll get a response like this from ChatGPT. Okay. Now what you have to do, you have to convert this information in a static web page. So how to convert into a static web page? You have to go to gist GitHub. Those who do not know, it's fine. I'm just telling you a way, but you can do that later. Okay. Gist GitHub, gist.github.com. So once you go there, what you do, you place whatever content is present in your file here. Okay. Now you just write down the name. For example, let's say this is Shagun. I already created this, but let's say I create some other name, 𝗪𝗏𝗪.json. Okay. And I'll create a private, public gist. It will create a public website so that it can scrape from it. Okay. Now when I click on the raw, this is the what it is created. Now you can use this URL. You can pass this URL now so that it can scrape data. So whenever you use the code now, you will not need to call the proxy curl, right? And it will not cost you money. So that's how you can save around it for if you just want to test your application, right? So now let me show you. Let me just delete everything. And now instead of LinkedIn URL actual, what I'm using this gist URL, which contains the information about that particular person from the LinkedIn. Is it clear?
Sir, we can also store in one of the file and we can also call it, no?
Yeah, that also you can do. I mean, it's
JSON.
totally up to you. It's totally up to you. You can store in a JSON file, but I'm showing the scraping part. That's why I'm using this.
Okay.
Right? So you take it now. If I run from this website, let's see if it is able to scrape it. Wait a second. I think I didn't provide the right format. Just let me cross check it.
And in API endpoint, it is LinkedIn. So
where?
Here. So response before that, before the response, there is a API endpoint. So
yeah, this is a temporary thing that is created. This is not. It will scrape from the URL that you provide. This is just a temporary name for my account that I created. It is not. It has nothing to do with LinkedIn. Should be in the format. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I think you're right. I missed something. This is ensuring that this URL that is being passed is LinkedIn. I'm sorry. Actually, I misinterpreted what you were saying. Yes. If you are using just this code, right, it will. You have to provide this URL in form of LinkedIn. Okay. Now, this URL is not in form of LinkedIn. So what do I need to do? I need to simply create a code like this. What I will do, I will let's say URL equal to that I created. Okay. So what I will do, I'll simply use a request.get, if you remember. So a response equal to requests, which I loaded here, dot get. Okay, in the dot get, I have to provide the URL that I created. Okay, this is the parameter, and generally to avoid sometimes code gets stuck, so you provide a variable timeout equal to 10. This is optional, you don't need that. This is, I'm just, in case my code does not run, it will stop after 10 seconds. So that's why I'm using this. Okay, so thanks for pointing out, right? I forgot that. So now let me run it. So I have to print this. I've got the response. I have to print the response. So I will do print response dot underscore content. Okay, this will give me the, see, it has given me, scraped me a whole data which was present on that particular website. Correct. So that's how you can get away with, and you can store things here. Okay, is it clear? Any doubt, anyone? So that's how you'll create the web scrape data. Right now, point is that there is a lot of information present, right? I do not want to pass everything because there are a lot of parameters which are insufficient, like not useful. So what you will have to do, some data cleaning as well, so that less text go into your LLM, so that you are able to store your limits. So that data cleaning I'm not covering in this session. I have done that earlier, so I'm just copying the code from there. So if I go to GitHub, I placed this. I'll share the code with you in the 𝗵𝗵𝗁.py. I have already done this whole data cleaning part. Okay, so you can read this code to understand. So to understand that particular thing here, what I'm doing, I'm by default I'm calling the static web page only. Okay, so that API call does not happen again and again. And here I'm cleaning the data. Okay, so let me just copy this code directly from here so that we save time. And now once the web scraping is done, what do I need to do? I created the function which scrapes the data for me. What should be my next step? Guys, I know that it's been 3 hours. I just need like 15-20 minutes more. I will wrap up very soon. Okay, so
we need to find the important data which we want to
no,
show.
that I've done already here. Like I have not explained, but I've done. I have created the function which takes any LinkedIn URL, scrape the data, and get the important information. Now what you have to do?
So we need to pass to the OpenAI LLM model.
No. What did we do here? First create the function, then
we need to create a tool for that.
Yes, so we need to create a tool for that. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not writing down that code again and again. Like I'm just copying it from here so that you understand. But the code, the converting the tool is same, right? I'll explain the code. So I'll just copy it from here. Come here. So you convert to a tool. Same. The tool name is scrape LinkedIn page. Function, what is the function? Scrape LinkedIn profile. So just ensuring I'm using the same name. Yeah, scrape LinkedIn profile, and then your description. This tool is useful when you need to scrape the data from a LinkedIn page using URL. Okay, all clear? Any doubt, anyone till this point? Can I move ahead?
Yes.
Okay, so now let's go to so my tools are built now. Now I just need to create my final. So these two are tools. Now basically I need to use agents to call these. Okay, so rename agents.py. Okay, so in the agents.py, what I need to do is I need to again import some libraries. Just thinking. Okay, so the import part I am doing from here. Okay, and then the code I will write, don't worry, but import part I'm doing here so that we save time. If I go to agents, okay, these all things. So let's first of all import till this point. The rest I will explain you. These are the basic imports that you need to do. After that, remember, what do we need? From webscrape.py file, I need this tool. 𝗵𝗵𝗀𝗃, correct? And from LinkedIn URL, I need this LinkedIn URL tool, which I will be using in my final code. So what I will do, from tools, which is my main folder, dot LinkedIn URL. This is my Python code. Import. So remember, this is a module. Okay. So import. What do I need to import from LinkedIn URL? I need to get the tool, LinkedIn URL. Okay. So I'll call it LinkedIn URL. This is my first tool. Now similarly, I will import my 𝗵𝗵𝗀 tool as well. From tools dot 𝗵𝗵𝗀 import 𝗵𝗵𝗀. Correct? So I have done all the imports. Like these imports, you guys know. Like these imports, you should know. Like from inside Python code, you can call modules like inside each other as well. Because eventually LangChain is what? LangChain is also a module like this, which has multiple Python codes. Okay, that's why
we need like underscore init.py, right? So when we are using as
which
like the underscore init.py.
That thing, see, those things, I'll when we'll deploy the model, then we will tell. I will tell.
Okay, fine.
We need for deployment stage, not right now. Okay. So this is my main agents file. Okay. Now I have to load my environment variables. Okay. All thing is done. Now let's move to the creating the final code. So let's say create def. Let's say lookup. So what is my input to my main? So this is my main function which will work. Okay, remember those were just tools. My main function starts from here. So what will be the input to my function? This is the main application. So tell me what will be the input to this? Guys, what happened?
So tool 1 and tool 2, like both the...
No.
Prompt.
What is my application? What I'm doing in my application? Forget code. What
so
I'm
the name, sorry, the name of the candidate.
In application, I'm entering the name and I'm getting the final response. So what should be my final code look like? It should take the name, correct? And what should it return? It should return some information. Let's say some information, right? Whatever we need, correct? This is the code look. So this is the main function. Inside this, we will call different tools that we have created. Remember, these tools are just separate codes that I have packaged inside this, which I will be using as helpers. But my main code starts from here. Is it clear? Any doubt, anyone? Okay, so I know थोड़ा difficult हो रहा होगा because this is the first time, but don't worry, read code once again once we are done. Just try to make sure you understand the architecture, okay? And code. So this is the main function. Now what we are doing first, what is our first step? So I'll tell you, create LLM object, okay? So LLM is equal to chat OpenAI. This we have already done so many times. So we'll put temperature equal to 0, temperature equal to 0, and let's say model equal to GPT-4. So let's say this is my model. Okay. Now what I need to do, I need to create tools. So remember, how many tools do I have? Guys, how many tools do I have? 2. So I'll create a list of tools. Okay. Tools, let's say equal to, I'll create a list. What is my tool 1? This is LinkedIn URL, correct? What is my tool 2? It is 𝗵𝗵𝗀. Now you can create as many tools as you want. You can place in this list one by one. Okay.
So for instance, I'm having one certain PDF. Okay.
Yes.
And and I'm using in a RAG, and I'm using like vector embedding and everything, and I can use those information as also one of the tools, right?
Yes,
So
yes, you can convert that into a tool. So whatever the information is coming out from that, right? Convert that into a tool and pass it here.
from the drag.
Yes,
That,
yes.
okay.
Okay. Now comes our React agent setup. Now remember, when there is LLM, what do we need? We need a prompt, correct? So we need a React underscore prompt. Okay. Now React underscore prompt, you can directly type it or you can just pull it from here. So remember, this is the prompt. Where was it? Where we were searching? This is the prompt, correct? So you can directly pull from here. See, this is the code that they have given. Prompt equal to hub.pull, and you can just copy this. Okay, this code they have already. Remember, you don't need to know all these codes. I remember because I have coded a lot of time. But if you're doing for the first time, just go to their website. Every documentation is provided. Okay, so from LangChain, you need to import hub, and you need to just copy this. So I'll just copy this code from here. Okay, and I'll push to my code. So what it will do, it will put the prompt here, and I will just change, because React underscore prompt here, I'll just change it a little bit, the name underscore prompt. Okay, is it clear? Now comes the two thing. Now I need to create an agent. See, I have tools right now, but I have not created agents yet. Is it right? Although those tools are agents, but eventually you have to create an agent. So how it works is that, guys, I might need to just give me a second. I'm just increasing the time limit little by, so that because it's only 15 minutes remaining, I might need 20 minutes. So I'm just, if someone wants to drop off, you can drop off. I just want to finish this project right now. That's why I'm doing this. So 12 p.m. Let me move it to. It will be November 17, 12 a.m. Okay, now let's come back to the code. If someone wants to drop off, please, you can. I don't want to like give to torture you guys, but still, if you're finding it interesting, please stay on call. Okay, because I don't want to rush in to explain things. So we have taken the tools, right? Now we have created the prompt. Now see how things work here is that you take any, for example, you take anything. Let us say, so what we did, we took a function, right, and we wrapped it inside a tool. Okay, these tools, remember, agents have to use these tools, right? So these tools will be utilized by agents. Okay, so you need to create an agent which can use this tool. Okay, once you create this agent, you need to execute. That is called agent executor. These two things you need to know. So what is there? You create a function, okay, and you wrap it inside a tool. For example, let's say someone has a weapon. Okay, this agent, remember this is a spy, for example, which we discussed. Let's say he has lot of tools, let's say rocket launcher, bomb, everything. So he will need to use, so he has these things, right? So we need to create this agent object. Okay, now this agent will not be acting always. So we want to run it whenever we want to execute this. Then we use agent executor. These two terms I'll be using because I'll be using them in the code. That's what you need to know. One is agent, one is agent executor. Is it fine? Please, doubts, let me know. Is agent and agent executor clear to you guys? Okay, so let's go to the code. So see what I do from langchain.agents, I import create React agent. This is the React agent that I'm creating, and then agent executor. So when I use agent, it will just create an agent. So a process is created, but you want to run the process as well. Just like in the LangChain, we create a chain, but we use invoke to run a chain, correct? Similarly, you create an agent and then you execute it. So let's go to creating this agent. So for this, we use create React agent. Okay, and it's very simple to create agent. Now remember two things. This is just function. How does create React agent actually work in backend? That I will explain in the course when I launch the GenAI course, right? Because you really need to understand how these things are working in the backend. Okay, we are calling functions, that's fine. But what is create React agent? How is it acting smartly? Right? Those things I will be covering in the course. This is just a project workshop, so that's why I'm focusing on the project. Okay. Now create React agent. So you need to pass some parameters. First of all, LLM equal to, you will pass as your LLM that you created above. Okay. Second thing you need to pass is tools. So tools is, let's say this one. So let's change this name a little bit. Tools for agent. Okay. So what I will do, I will use tools for agent. Remember, so far we just created this, but we need to use agent to set them in a good chain so that we can use them. Okay. And then what we need a prompt. So what is the prompt that we are using for our agent? It is React prompt that we have created. So this is my agent created. Any doubt, anyone in this part?
So like in terms of prompt, we can create the new one, right? Like the prompt which is recorded in, like, so this is the React prompt, and it is already available.
You can create your own. Like there is a React like chat prompt template, right? You can
yes.
You can use chat prompt template, pass that particular thing as a string there.
Sure,
okay.
Sure.
Right. So you can simply copy that. I'm just pulling it. I'm just showing you how it is done. But you can simply copy all this. Okay. Use chat prompt template variable that we generally use, and you can pass inside it. That also works. Okay. Is it clear? Any doubt in the agent part? So we have created the agent. Now what is the next part? I need to execute the agent. Executor. So I will write down agent underscore executor equal to. So I will call this particular class that I created agent executor. Agent executor. Okay. Now there is some variable that you need. First of all, you need to tell which variable, which agent do you need to execute. So what should be my answer? This particular agent that I created here, correct? You can use different names as well, but like so to avoid the confusion, but this is the agent that we have created. We have to pass. For example, you can just call it agent 1. It means you have to call the agent 1. Okay. Or something else also you can call. It's fine. So this is your agent. Now you need to pass LLM. No, I think LLM is already provided in the agent. We just need to pass the tools. Yes. Tools equal to tools for agent. Okay. And then verbose equal to true, I will set. What does it mean? That whatever step it will follow, it will sprint, right? The verbose true means sprint statement. So whatever steps, thinking process that agent executor will do, it will start printing them as well, so that you can see, okay, what is happening eventually. So this is the agent executor. I know this is a little bit new for you, but don't worry. I've just told you the conceptually what it is. In detail, we will cover in the GenAI course. Okay. So this is the agent. This is the agent executor. Now comes the main thing. If you check the main prompt that is given here, you have a couple of things here which are still this is the user question. Okay. And this is the agent scratchpad. you don't need to, it by default means it is storing memory. You need to put a user question here, input, right? Now think like this. In this prompt, is there anywhere written that generate LinkedIn summary or something? Is there anywhere written? Tell me. Has everyone left? Yeah. No, there are still 16 people.
The first question, the input question you must answer, would it not like cover that? This prompt.
Input question you must answer, right? So you will in input, what you will put? Tell me. In the function, remember, in the application, we are just entering name, correct? If you remember, I showed you here, I'm just entering my name, right? So if I just enter my name, 𝗪𝗏 here, how does it know I have to return LinkedIn thing?
Here we'll have to mention like whatever we want.
So we will create another prompt. That's what I wanted to mention.
Okay.
So one prompt is the overall prompt that we are using. Okay. Second prompt, we will inject inside it this input. That whenever user gives a question, we will convert it into a prompt. That okay, user has given this question, now generate the LinkedIn summary, something like that. That I'm going to do. Is it clear? That why I need to create a separate prompt. If anyone has any doubt, please let me know.
Can you repeat once again?
You tell me. You tell me. First of all, what is happening with this prompt?
So I according to me, the first one is a generic prompt.
This is a generic prompt, right? This you can use for any agentic application.
Right. And the second one would be our problem statement.
Right.
Like
Second will be your main problem. That what is my AI application? My AI application, remember, my AI application is it will take the user input and it will generate the LinkedIn summary. So I need to mention it somewhere, correct? So this I need to inject a second prompt which takes a user question, a name, and converts it into a prompt. Is it fine?
Yeah.
Is it good, everyone? Or I just want to confirm if everyone is with me or not.
So can we tweak this prompt a little bit somehow?
Yeah, you can play around with it. You can play around with it. You can see as far whatever I have read, this is the best which gives results, but you can tweak it. So to tweak it, don't use this code, right? Directly use chat template and you can just copy the string there. Okay. So I have to inject a second prompt which will be my which will say that take the user question and convert it into a something. So let me write down that particular code now. So I'll create a secondary prompt here. Create secondary prompt. It will go into the input of the main. Remember, where will this prompt go? If someone has any question, this prompt will go into the input of this my main prompt. Okay. So what is happening now? So prompt equal to. So I'll create 2, 3. Okay. So I will write it down that let's say you are an intelligent assistant, okay, given a person's name, okay, given a person's name, what you have to do, your task is to generate what all we need to do first, a brief LinkedIn summary, okay, highlighting let's say important things, something like that. Let me write important things. Okay. Second, 2 interesting facts. You can change this like prompt, you can play with 2 interesting facts about the person. Now remember, I am also getting the image. So if you want, you can simply write down this as well, that LinkedIn profile pic. If you want to build the front end, right now I'm just building the back end, so I'm not writing this. Okay, but you can add as many things as you want here. So this is a secondary prompt that I have created. What is the input? Now remember, this name is what user is going to enter in the function. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir. Like, so I have a doubt here. So if we need to further narrow down the search, if we need to just get the top search.
Yes, so user will change it, na? User will change from here. User will change the name. This input name is coming from the user, so it will automatically change. Yeah, tell me.
No, like if some we have searched some name and we need to get an exact one, so we are adding organization, college studied, experience, and all those stuff.
Yes.
So in that case, we need to change the prompt, and we need
No, you don't need to change prompt. You just need to change the name. Nothing else. You don't need to change anything.
Okay.
You see, what is the prompt? You are given a person's detail. You just given a name here. Your task is to generate something. Okay. So doesn't matter. You can. You don't need to change that.
Okay.
Is it clear, everyone? Any doubt? Also, I can mention, please. Yeah, this is important, because if you want to build the front end, please provide final output as JSON object with keys, summary, and interesting facts. This is important when you need to build the front end, but again, right now it's not important. So this is the prompt that you have created. Any doubt, anyone in this part? Tell me. Just a couple of more lines are pending, then this project is done. Okay, now what I will do, I'll run this, execute this. Result is equal to agent executor, which I created. I need to use this. Okay, agent executor dot invoke method is there. Okay, remember we always use invoke to call an LLM. Okay, dot invoke, and then you need to pass a variable. So input equal to either you can provide in form of a dictionary, or you can provide it like this. It's totally up to you. Okay, so input is equal to, then what we will do, let's call it input, and what is my input name is, what will go here? Prompt will go here. Now see, let me tell you what is happening. This is the input variable which is present in the prompt. If you go here and check the prompt, this is the input variable, right? What do we need to put in the input variable? The question or the whole secondary prompt that I created?
The secondary prompt.
Secondary prompt, right? Okay, so we are taking the user's name using the secondary prompt, and we are passing it inside this, right? So now my whole prompt will be created, that this is my main prompt. Inside this, there will be secondary prompt which will say that for this user, generate me these things. Now LLM has the whole context that, okay, user has asked me this question, I have access to these tools, right? It will generate the step and start printing the results. So let's try to return it. Okay, so what I'll do, return result, and I have to just place output. Okay, this will come. So this is the function that I've created. Do I need to create tool around it? No, because this is the main, this is my, if someone asks what is the main code of your application, this is my main code. Okay, these two tools which I create, these were just the helper codes, because I will be using them, because once this code executes, this code will run in the backend automatically. Okay, so these are my helper codes, this is my main code. Now let's just run it and check the results. Okay, so you can simply, there are multiple methods, so you can simply use if name is equal to, let's say, main. Okay, then run this. If name is equal to main, yeah, so let's say name equal to what you do, this input, when you use this input, it will actually give you an option to put the and insert the name. So it will mention enter the name you want to search. Okay, this is the first thing. And result, what is your result, is equal to this function that you look up that you have created. Okay, and what you need to pass, this particular name that user has entered here. Okay, and what will we do? So this we got result, and yeah, I think we have got it. Now let's see what comes. So this is the whole code. Let me just, before running, just let me explain the architecture. First you create LLM, then you create the list of tools which your agent can use. Then you create the prompt for agent. Okay, then you create the agent, then you create the agent executor. After this, you need to create a secondary prompt because user can enter anything. So you need to convert it into this format so that LLM knows, okay, what this is my eventual goal. And then you just execute and run it. Okay, I know this has been a long session. I really understand the pain, but let's see. I hope you guys learned. Let's learn some, run this. Let's see what result come. Okay. So it is running now. It is enter the name you want to search. So I'll do, let's say, 𝗪𝗏𝗏 conduent. First, let me search 𝗪𝗏𝗏. Let's see what result comes. After that, we will see. We will explore some other names as well. Okay. See, it is entering a new agent execute. First, let it run. We will see the step by step what it is going to do. Okay, so it is saying handle parse errors equal to true. I need to add to my code. I may have forgotten that. Let me agent. Okay, handle parse errors equal to true. So let me search. So let me just clear everything first before running. Yep. It could not find the LinkedIn because remember I told you in the API calls, in the first 5 results, his LinkedIn may not have been coming. Okay, so what I will do, I will next time when I'm going to run it, I'm going to add an extra keyword. So let's try to run with that. 𝗪𝗏𝗏 LinkedIn conduent, something like that. Let me use that. Okay. So it's saying first I need to find the person's LinkedIn profile. See, it is picking some random different person, not the 𝗪𝗏𝗏 I want, right? This is what happens in the in this process when you search. Now see, it has searched Elon Musk. I don't know why. Okay, so you need to check few parameters in the code, update it. That's how you keep on tweaking till you find the correct results. Okay. It is using Google search. See, now the problem is that it is not using the tool that I have mentioned. So what will I do? I will mention that please provide only use the tools mentioned or provided, something like that. I will need to add. Now let me run it. It's still not able to find. I need to change one thing. If I go to the tool, search Google, search for LinkedIn. Let's remove the Google. Search for LinkedIn profile. Okay. Search LinkedIn profile. Something like that. That I will do. Now let me check it. See, these things happen when you are building all these applications. Okay. So don't scare out. I mean, this is very common. Yeah. So this function that I provided, I have given lot of I need to use a single name, maybe search LinkedIn. So what I will do, search LinkedIn profile. I will give it a single name. Now let's check it. It's still not able to find. I don't know why, but that's that. For example, let me, if I go to just LinkedIn here, let me just call the function from this. Let's say def print get LinkedIn URL. Okay. Now, if I just put the name here, Shagun Nagpal Conduent, for example. See, it has given me result. This is the URL, okay, of his first. This is his first. So see, if remember, the LinkedIn URL is not coming for him. If you clearly see that this is the first page, okay, it's fine. This is the second page. This is script, okay, and this is GitHub, okay, and there is no LinkedIn. This is LinkedIn post. This is not his LinkedIn profile. Okay, all these are LinkedIn posts. So we might need to add more parameters, but this is eventually code. Let me search someone else's name. Let's go to the agent executor. Let's run this. Yeah, it's not able to scrape. I could be some error. I need to cross check, but let me show you the. I might have missed some parameter while explaining the code, but this runs perfectly. Let me show you the main code that I created. There might be some parameter which I might be missing right now, but it's fine. That can happen. So let's say this is the code that I created. Okay. Now, if I just run this part, I'll show you how it's going to run. Okay. So enter the full name. Let me enter. So I'm just entering my name only. Okay. I don't know what's the error coming, but it generally runs. I need to check that right now time is less, so I might need to debug a little bit. But that's how this particular thing is going to run. Is it clear to everyone? I don't know why it didn't run, but that I need to check. But this is how eventually it will work, right? You will build the code, and this can happen. See, it's not the first time for me that I build an application. When I go to show to my manager or my senior manager, it does not work at that time. So, but main thing is you should understand how this code is built. I'll share the GitHub repository. You can use that code and try to run on your systems. It will work for sure. I might be missing a couple of parameters, but it's fine. If I had time, I would have deep dive, but it's fine. So yeah, so that's it from my end. Thanks a lot again, guys, for taking out so much time. I hope you guys learned something. I'll share the GitHub repositories. Do let me know the feedback after the session. Like, you can take rest now. Don't need to reply anything because you already spent more than 3 hours. But I hope you learned something. This agent is very, very useful. When I will explain in the GenAI course that I start, I will explain in detail there that how this actually works in backend.
I have one small doubt, okay?
Yeah, please.
When we are using any Excels or any kind of CSVs or any kind of SQL database,
just one thing. If someone wants to leave, please drop off. I'm just taking the doubts now. Okay. So
for instance, we have any SQL database or any Excels or CSV or anything, okay?
Yeah.
So we need to retrieve the information from the SQL and we need to fetch. For instance, I have a SQL database of the entire company data. I have the entire data in the SQL database.
Yes.
So for instance, either it is MySQL or MongoDB, which is this kind of database I has, and I need to retrieve any kind of information. For instance, I need to check out how many the particular category people are there, and what is the for each category, what is the average. So I need to do such kind of things.
Yes.
So for this, it is RAG is required, or else we can use the agent and we can do the same.
No, so RAG is required at some point, but without RAG also, I'll just show you. Without RAG also you can do just by running the agents. Okay, so you mainly need what you need in that case. You need to store the schema. Okay, so schema you should store somewhere. REST agents will do for you. Like, if you want, I have a project right now which I can show you. I just need to run it. Okay, so just give me a second. So if I go to desktop, yeah, SQL LangChain. So this is my project. Okay. So if I go to, this is Postgres, this is SQL agent. Okay, so this is a query, like how many user consents came from LinkedIn cookies. Like these are the databases that I have stored here. If you see, right? And I can query anything. I want average, I want minimum, maximum, anything that you want, you can get it. So you just need to go here, type I have just used the agent thing that I just explained today, right? Main thing is here I am passing the schema, okay, in the prompt. Okay, and then I'm using same agent executor and all that. Now when I run this particular code, you will see the result. See, let me show you so if you see, this is the agent, right? Now to answer the question, how many users consent from LinkedIn cookies, I need to determine if the information can be found in a single database or if both SQL and NoSQL databases are required. because I am using two databases, a SQL as well and a NoSQL as well. Okay, so in the backend, I have one agent for a SQL. If you see, I have NoSQL agent, I have a SQL agent. I have created two agents here, right? So first I will query the SQL, so it will execute the tool one, that is SQL database. Then it will do the NoSQL thing. So it will first of all run the SQL query, get the output from there. Okay, and after that it will run the NoSQL query and put that output, like marketing which was there, as input in the next like here. If you see, this marketing equal to true is coming from the output of the agent one step, right? And after that your results are generated. So agent, this I have not used drag here till yet. So this all you can build using normal agentic application. You can use RAG to improve. For example, let us say you don't want to, what happened? Yeah, just give me a second. So if you don't want to provide the whole schema, you can use RAG there, but RAG is optional. Is it clear? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. So is my explanation clear for the SQL thing?
Yes.
So basically you will use agentic application. RAG is optional. Okay. So yeah.
So that query that we have given will be the query that we have given natural language will be converted into SQL query.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes. It will
Using
be converted
LLM.
based on the schema. I have created a project. You can see on the YouTube live how to create a SQL chatbot using natural language. You can check that.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. So when your batch is going to start, the generic.
I'll start in the first week of January. Yeah.
Okay.
First or second week, not in this, because in December I have a SQL course. So after in January I will do. Okay. Yeah, please. Anyone?
So we can get in the YouTube, no? Your YouTube.
The course is absolutely free. So I'm not charging any money for that. Yeah. But there will be a paid part, like where we'll have live classes like this, but that is optional. If you don't want to, like, full course will be available on YouTube. If you want live classes for doubt clarification, you can. There's a paid batch, like small fees there. But yeah, I will let you know those details. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Yeah. Please. Any other question, anyone?
Yeah. So my question is that like we use a static page, right? So why was it picking like?
No, problem was that it was not able to pick the LinkedIn. See, there were two things: getting the URL first, then passing that URL to the scraping part. Correct? That's how the automation was happening. Now, unless it completes the first part, it cannot run the second part. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
See.
So we had made the static page for the second part.
We had made static page for the second part only. And first part, it has to complete, right? So after first part, whatever
it was not able to make the URL only.
Yes. So after first part, does not matter whatever URL would have come, it would have executed my static URL. Just like in this particular application which I showed, it's just running my static URL. But here it was able to generate the URL because maybe some parameter thing I didn't pass some parameter. That's why it is happening. But that is the scenario. Is it fine?
Okay, got it. Yeah. Thank you.
After only first step executes, the second step will start. The problem here, what is happening was that first step was not completing properly. So some issue was there. Okay. Yeah. Please, anyone, any other doubt, please let me know.
So I'm having a query which it is not respect to this session. Okay.
Yeah.
So the thing is, so given in the ChatGPT, right? In the ChatGPT, we can ask variety of questions like write a story or a Q&A or create a tagline and all those stuff. So for that, like the temperature, in the case of temperature and the top P and top K values.
Yes.
So what happens is, in the case of story creation, the temperature should be high. Why? Because the creativity should be high now. Okay.
Yes.
and in case of Q&A, it should be very deterministic, right?
It should be 0.
So
Yes.
in that case, how it is like tuning the temperature? Why? Because tuning temperature is a backend value.
No,
Like
tuning temperature is
fixed,
not
right?
backend. Tuning temperature you can do here, na? Let me show you. You can the temperature variable that you create. Okay.
Here we can do, sir, but in the UI, ChatGPT UI, right? ChatGPT UI.
In the ChatGPT UI, they would have also
How
built.
it's adjusting?
They would have built something, made some dynamic temperature. It's highly possible. I mean, it cannot be that it has a single temperature. Like you can adjust temperature, but I don't think. I mean, they might be adjusting based on user question. It could be. It is heavily possible because when you mention that act as a let's say content writer,
Validator, yeah.
right? When it sees such type of query, it might adjust temperature. It is possible.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other question, anyone, please? Otherwise, you guys are free to leave. I have already taken a lot of time off your weekend.
So in terms of interview preparation for generative AI roles with
Yes.
5 years of experience,
yes.
So which one we need to focus more on, sir? Can you give us just a glimpse of that?
See, in generative AI, you need to, for AI app development, like you need to focus, first of all, your Python coding should be spot on, like DSA problem, like even like I gave an interview last week, to be honest, right? There was a DSA problem test. They gave me like 6 Python coding problems. Like, fortunately, I was able to solve, but like it happens. So first is DSA for sure, right? No doubt about that. After that, you should, these architectures. See, in interview, no one is going to test if you can build this application for me. What they are going to ask you, how will you build the application? Then they will question me. Okay, why are you taking this prompt? Why not other prompt? In this RAG, this kind of results might not come. So let's say, how will you improve the result? Those kind of things they ask. So scenario-based question they will ask. They will not be asking you the code, because all this code, see, even I don't remember, right? I take some piece from there, some piece from there. Even you can use ChatGPT to create all these codes. But ChatGPT does not give you the latest code. Main thing is you should understand the architecture, because in interview they will test you only on architecture, that what is RAG, agent, LangGraph, LangChain, everything, right? So those should be spot on for a 5-year experience. That's what my thought is. Because
Sure,
I
yeah,
remember in one of my interviews, they asked me that suppose RAG retrieved some results, but they are not they're not correct. How will you improve the RAG results, right? So those things you need to, unless you know the architecture, right? If you have just followed one code, it will not help you. You need to know, okay, this is how RAG works. We can, so I told that we can include a feedback mechanism that whenever RAG responses an answer, we can give back to LLM and it will reply whether this context, something like that I told, and it was good. So that's how you can do. I mean, it's so that's what your architecture knowledge should be best. That's what I suggest. Nothing else you need. Python coding, you should know an architecture knowledge of LLMs. That is more than enough to get a job.
Yeah, the questions I got is like how the temperature change will affect the diversity of the answer that is generating and top K and how it affects and all those stuff.
Yeah, see, such kind of these questions you will not find in in course or something, right? So although I'll try to cover, but main thing is unless your architecture is clear, then only you will be able to answer such questions.
Yes, yeah. Like we just went in depth, like prompt, how the prompt changing you left the text generator and all those stuff.
Yes.
So it was like
correct. So like this code is available. You can check this code, but make sure just read the code if you are able to understand it or not, right? Just few lines of code, understand if it is good, more than enough. Okay. So because even
so can we get your LinkedIn ID?
LinkedIn ID I have already shared. I'm not sure. So this is, you can just search me. This is me. Where am I? People. This is me. Okay. You can take me.
Sure, sir. Yeah.
So
thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for the session. Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. So contact number you can find on WhatsApp group. I have you can message on WhatsApp group. I will share. Just message any of the admin. Okay. So thanks, guys. And if anyone has any doubt, please stay. Otherwise, you can ask. Otherwise, you can drop off. Even I have to like have my breakfast now. It's been 4 hours speaking. So thanks, guys. Have a good remain. Now it's Sunday in India, so enjoy your day. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.